Everybody. Karama, can you open?
No, you go
You
ahead.
can. Mm,
I asked you to.
تمام.
You want me to open the webinar? Okay, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for the Sunday webinar. As you can see, we have a full house today of our colleagues from Gaza, from the US, from Cairo. Karama and Nidal are joining us, and I am joining you from Geneva, from Switzerland. So we have a full agenda today. We're going to go over some live updates from Gaza, from our colleagues from Rohingya, and we are going to be talking a little bit about our latest day on the Hill and plan for our next action. Thanks again for joining us. I am going to hand it over to Karama to get us started, but I want to welcome you all to our weekly webinar.
Yeah, thank you very much. Being in the Middle East feels very different than being being in North America or the West. So it's very nice to be here. And we are very close to Gaza. So that's the sad part that we cannot cross. But it's inshallah we will see everyone soon. We are hoping to meet some people who are from Gaza, inshallah. Dr. Jbour and myself, we will um, we will be seeing some uh, patients who were evacuated to Gaza tomorrow, and we will be able to see we have some medications and some equipment that we are hoping to offer them in order to help and just to understand the situation for the Palestinians who are in Egypt better. Egyptian people are unbelievably generous. They are really amazing people. Whenever we speak about Gaza or whenever we speak about what's happening, everyone is so willing to help and try to find ways to support. So Alhamdulillah, it's a great experience to be with our brothers and sisters in Gaza, in Egypt, in Al-Qahira. I was here for a conference, the Middle East Harvard Summit conference, and it was a conference centered on the role of artificial intelligence in different sectors in the Middle East. And I had the honor to talk about the clinic that is led by Ali and Rami in Gaza. Ali and Rami are responsible for the program for the community with visual disability, and they have done an amazing job using very limited equipment. They have used WhatsApp and used Google spreadsheets to collect data. They have been able to give us to collect very important data about the causes of visual blindness in Gaza, the challenges that the community of the visual disability faces on regular basis. And they have done that with very simple technology, basically a Google spreadsheet. And we are in the process of looking at the data. Inshallah, we will build the data and start writing a manuscript on the population in Gaza that has been affected by the attacks, by the trauma to the orbit and the ocular region, causing them to have blindness, the challenges that they face, and the ways that the community supported each other, especially in Gaza. People are extremely innovative in supporting each other. And one of the things that we have actually started doing, inshallah, very soon is we are having we're introducing an artificial intelligence note-taking, record-keeping application that will cut down the time of data collection and note taking for the doctors, mainstream record keeping, and elevate the way record keeping is done in Gaza. Also, it will scale up the clinic so it's easier to see more patients and it's easier to keep very high quality records that can be very beneficial to help patients continue their medical journey, have better understanding of their medical conditions, and keep in communications with their providers. This technology is also provided to us by a very young team in Jordan, a medical doctor and two AI engineers who developed the technology, and the technology works. And the technology is lightweight and it does not even need internet to work. It can work offline. So it is a perfect combination of skills coming from Amman, from Gaza, from the US, from Jordan. And it's a perfect example of knowledge sharing in technology in patient care that will hopefully elevate the experience of the patients and the providers. And most importantly, it will be started in Gaza, Al-Izza. So we are always very proud of our colleagues there because they make everyone who works with them look so good and so amazing. So thank you, Gaza, always and forever, for teaching us how to be better people, how to be better doctors, how to be better caretakers, and wallah, we are always in debt to you. So that's a quick update on what's happening in Cairo, and I'll give it back. Nidal, do you want to say something?
Yeah. So first of all, thank you everyone for being here, and thank you our colleagues in Gaza. Thank you, Karama, for introducing this concept. So DAG, inspired by Gaza, will be the first to introduce AI into Gaza medical documentation system to save their time, because this clinic will be seeing about 300 to 500 patients every day, and we know that's going to be very busy. So we thought this concept of AI will be documenting everything for the doctors and the nurses will save them time. So we're using it to save their time and to also still get a good systematic documentation for all the patients, so we keep their data. And we want also to have Gaza in the lead always, despite everything. We want Gaza to lead, even with the AI, with the documentation. So this clinic with Ali and Rami, with the group of disability, it's led by a group of the disability, and we want the people with disabilities to feel they are empowered to lead this and to be the champions, not just to take care of themselves, but take care of people who don't have disabilities, and to introduce concepts and systems that are new to Gaza. So we are really proud of this. We are excited about it. And inshallah, it will be a great help for our people in Gaza, and also this young team from Jordan who are offering all this for free. It's all inspiring, and inshallah, in a few weeks, we will have a lot of data, a lot of ideas and evidence to share with you guys. Tomorrow we're going to see, me and Karamo have a full schedule of see patients who have been evacuated from Gaza and who still need help here. So we're going to see them, and we're going to listen to their concerns, because they reflect also a systematic problem of the people who have been evacuated but did not receive enough support or the full care that they need. So we'll see how that goes. And we are gonna visit one important person tomorrow, very, very important person. and that person is the Honorable Mother of Dr. Ahmed Al-Farra. Inshallah, we'll see her tomorrow. We'll visit her tomorrow because she's here in Egypt. And we are going to visit her on behalf of Dr. Ahmed Al-Farra. I'm going to tell her we are his colleagues and we are here on his behalf and we are here at your service. And بس اطلبي وتمني يا حقة إن شاء الله. And I think Maisa, you can start now, and after that, please introduce Dr. Ahmed and Dr. Muhammad Kuzais, because we always start with the people of Gaza. But thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Nidal. Thank you, Karama. Very, very honored to introduce Dr. Farra. I haven't seen you in a couple of weeks because I've been traveling, so it's good to see you. And the big surprise, Dr. Muhammad Zez, who's also joining you, and also with you, so Dr. Ahmed, who's sitting next to you to the left?
This is Dr. Abdullah Hasaballah. You know, you were absent for many weeks. He used to join us the last 3 or 4 weeks. He's giving us updates about the bronchoscopy and the pulmonology clinic in Nasser Medical Complex.
Wonderful. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Maybe we can start with you and with your updates, and then we can go around and get further updates. On to you, Dr. Ahmed.
Okay. Thank you for this amazing webinar. First, thank you for everyone who are with this webinar. Dr. Ashraf, it's a long time we didn't see you, my brother. We missed you 3 or 4 weeks. Dania, Iman, Karama, Maisa, everyone. I don't want to miss anyone. According to Dr. Nidal, he and Karama, they are in Egypt. We can smell them from here. We can feel them from here. I swear to God, if the border is available, we can go and see them and try to contact with them. But we have something like some part of them. Our colleague Dr. Muhammad, beside me now, we are feeling that we are in contact with Doctors Against Genocide directly. My mother, Dr. Nidal, asked me, 2 years I didn't see you. I feel that I am lonely in Egypt. I told her, I'll visit you tomorrow, inshallah, because Dr. Nidal is my brother. And as Dr. Ahmed is there, Dr. Nidal is there. Thank you, Dr. Nidal, for your sympathy. Really appreciated. You know, our elderly people are a lot of them in Egypt. The Egyptian people is very kind and they are cooperative, but sometimes they need to be supported more and more. So thank you again. I will start by my colleague, Dr. Muhammad. He will talk about his visit in Gaza, inshallah. After that, Dr. Abdullah will give us brief, and I'll talk about the last updating to the health sector in Gaza. Dr. Muhammad, go ahead.
Thank you so much, Doctor, for that very gracious introduction. I've been in Gaza now for 3 days so far. I will say the situation is different than the last time I came. Last time I came was in January, when there was still active combat around all areas of Gaza. In that time, the changes that I've seen, the combat generally within the vicinity of the hospital, within the vicinity of Khan Yunis has greatly reduced, though we do still hear bombing raids every night. You do still hear gunfire every night, but it has meant that we've been able to get out into the surrounding community and see. I have pictures that I can share at a different time, but the scale of need in Gaza is so vast. We had a chance to go to Mawasi camp, and you just see these tents go on and on and on. And so while we are no longer seeing the same scale of trauma that we see, there is still so much of a need for medical support, for nutritional support within Gaza itself. And the amazing work that Dr. Alferez has been doing has been hindered by the lack of availability of necessary medications, by the lack of availability of funds and resources and staff. But despite all of that, they've managed to do amazing things for the kids in Gaza. And I'm truly thankful I have the chance to work with them.
Dr. Nidal, you know Dr. Muhammad, his origin is from Syria.
طبعا محمد
And I
يا جماعة أنا معي
I
هون
studied-
ضيوف الأخ
أحمد إسماعيل
أحمد إسماعيل
من سكان قطاع غزة.
أمل قانونة من غزة برضه.
أحمد إسماعيل من غزة، هلا هم موجودين في مصر، فهم عندنا ضيوف لأنهم هم اللي راح يرتبوا لنا اليوم الطبي بكرة،
إن شاء الله في
فهلا
الاستقرار.
هم قاعدين معي محمد وإيش
وأمل.
وأمال. أهلا وسهلا فيكم. يا تفضل يا دكتور أحمد.
عم أقول لك إنه I studied in Damascus University in Syria, so we have a lot of memories I shared with him. الحمد لله طلعنا قرايب يا بيه.
أنت دارس في مصر ولا في سوريا؟ ودارس أنت بتاعك كله أنت يا راجل everywhere.
We've always been one. Historically, borders are fake that they put
محمد
upon
don't
us.
agree with the borders, yeah?
No, I don't agree with the borders. It's always been Sham, and one day hopefully it will go back to being that.
إن شاء الله. I agree with you.
دكتور نضال، بلاد العرب أوطاني، إحنا مفروض وطن واحد.
إن شاء الله. آمين يا رب.
إن شاء الله.
يلا
Now Dr. Abdullah will talk about his updating about pulmonology clinic and the bronchoscope in Nasser Medical Complex and in Rantisi Hospital. Dr. Abdullah, go ahead.
دكتور عبد الله الله يعطيك العافية.
السلام عليكم، كيفك دكتور نضال؟
الله يخليك، والله مشتاقين. خبرنا شو كيف
الله
الأسبوع هذا
يسلمك جميعا،
كمان،
ان
شو
شاء الله
الحالات
ربنا
شفتها؟
يوفقكم.
الله يخليك، شو الحالات شفتها هذا الأسبوع؟
Dr. Nidal, I did today 2 cases interesting bronchoscope. One female, 16 years, 16 سنة female. He was swallow choking الدبوس تاع الشاي. نيدل الدبوس اللي بنحط في الشارع على الراس. He was swallowed before 3 days. ENT doctors trial to remove the needle by rigid bronchoscope, لكن للأسف failed. فتم التنسيق معايا to do fiber optic bronchoscope. الحمد لله I did fiber optic bronchoscope and removed the needle. Another case interesting, one child 2 years old complaining for stridor since birth. I did the bronchoscope, show external compression above the trachea. CT angio asked, I think the vascular ring. Very interesting case. I did 2 cases today. ما يتعلق في الأكيوت برونكولايتس احنا الآن
Before you go to the next one, do you have any equipment in Gaza to deal with the vascular ring? Can you fix it or no?
If you can get close to the microphone, we're having problems hearing you.
Oh, so do you have the machines to take care of the vascular ring of this patient that you just diagnosed or no in Gaza?
عندنا الآليات شو اسمه مشان نجيب لنا على المريض اللي معه vascular ring. هذا بده جراحة وبده شو اسمه CT.
Just for diagnosis, for surgical intervention. We have doctors, but we don't the instrument to do that.
So you need the equipment, okay. So you know what's the diagnosis, you know what needs to be done, you know how to do it, but you don't have the equipment to do it.
Yes.
That's sad. We need to fix that إن شاء الله. تفضل دكتور عبد الله.
احنا الآن في موسم الوينتر في حالات acute bronchiolitis many cases. The department حوالي 50 cases acute bronchiolitis small age 1 month or 2 months. Many cases admitted in the pediatric ICU. طبعا related كله ذا الوينتر عشان الناس الفاميلي in the الخيم now
In the tent.
yes.
Yes. Okay. في حاجة غير. Really, we are in an epidemic of acute bronchiolitis, my friends. The hospital, the pediatric hospital now, Nasser Medical Complex is fully occupied by percentage near 250 over crowdedness. We are talking about bronchiolitis in small age. The intensive care unit is fully occupied. Dr. Shada should be with us. She's a pediatric intensivist, but unfortunately she's busy because the pediatric ICU is fully occupied. Our problem is there is no electricity outside the hospitals. You need a nebulizer and suction for these innocent babies. And unfortunately, they have to be admitted in the hospital. Because of that, this has increased the crowdedness in the hospital. Also, the occupational forces not allow for influenza vaccine to get inside Gaza. For the chronic cases, for hypertensive patient, for diabetes mellitus patient, for chronic kidney disease patient. So they are nearly passed away if they got this influenza, unfortunately, because the unavailability of vaccine. Also, there is shortage of Tamiflu or Oseltamivir, which is sometimes help in the critical cases. Also, we have lack of surfactant that it is very essential for premature babies in the in the neonatal ICU.
So,
But
Dr.
what I
Ahmed,
want to
Dr.
mention,
Ahmed, when you ask for these medications, these are very basic medications. What was the problem? What did they tell you? Why they cannot let them to come in Gaza?
you know, every morning we ask for this medication, but the occupation force is not allowed for it to get inside. All the WHO, UNICEF, they have this medication on the borders in trucks, which is strapped that place, and they not allow for it to get inside. They want to show that the war is ended and the border are open and everything is come inside Gaza, and now nothing happened. But at the same time, we have to mention that nearly 12,000 aggravation violence of ceasefire happened, and we are talking about nearly 50 people were killed or were martyred, and nearly 1,200 were injured from that ceasefire was done. So we are in the media and the TVs and the channels, they are not talking about Gaza because they thought that everything is ended. Dr. Muhammad and our colleagues know that every night we are hearing the bombs, we are hearing the attacks, we are hearing the air drone, and we are hearing the bullet. Sometimes the bullet is coming randomly in Khan Yunis city. We lost a lot of people by random bullet who are coming from the tanks. I think the Israeli soldiers, they are celebrating sometimes, or they are drunk, or they taking alcohol or something like that. So they lost their mind and start to shooting randomly. So this is the situation. I want also to mention about hypothermia. We're still losing neonates by hypothermia. Last one is Aisha Al-Agha, which is 28 days, a premature baby. She were in a tent. She was suffering from hypothermia. The mother noticed at night that she has cold extremities, and she tried to warm her. But at 3 morning, she tried to contact the ambulance, but she was in area in Mawasi area. Unfortunately, she came to the hospital after she was passed away or arrested. So again and again, my friends, I think that the pressure you are doing and everyone is trying to share in that pressure to, again, the mobile home should get inside Gaza. And we have to mention about two things: the raw materials like cement, like aluminum, like wood, like everything to fix the home, to fix the targeted houses is very, very, very essential, because some families in Khan Yunis city and in Gaza city, their home were distracted by the attack, but they are trying to fix it, or try to look for some corner of that house and try to live in it. So this is very serious. Sometimes they are collapsing, sometimes they are destroyed by winter or by water. If the occupation forces allow for this cement or this material to come inside, the people here, they can fixate that house or that home to be suitable for their living. And the fuel system should get inside Gaza, the gasoline, the diesel, the solar, the benzene, because of warming in winter is depend on that things. I think the pressure that you did in a lot of webinars and for the meeting with senators or something like that have a good result, because we have promising now from that UNICEF and some NGOs will get inside Gaza mobile home. It's from fiber and it's equipped by solar system. And I think this is one step toward elevation and increase the quality of life in Gaza, because again and again we have to fix our people here and to support them to have a good life and a good nutrition. Today with Dr. Muhammad, we visited the nutritional department in Nasser Medical Complex, and we see a case of Dr. Shurban, and we see a cases of severe acute malnutrition. We saw a case of nutritional edema for a child. That a message that severe acute malnutrition is still there in Gaza. That true that the number is decreased, but they are still there. Again and again, we have to talk about the lack of proteins. We are talking about fresh protein. All the protein that are taking in Gaza, it's frozen, and trucks are trapped for nearly 6 months or 1 year on the border on Al Arish or Rafah. Sometimes it get inside, it's expired. Sometimes it get inside with no benefit or a lack of vitamins or minerals inside it. That is for today. Thank you again and again. Thank you for everyone. We will be with you, inshallah.
Thank you, Dr. Ahmed, for everything you do. It's always good to hear from you. It's also, I want to thank you for taking time to spend with Doctors Against Genocide students. The medical students have been really organizing very hard to connect with the doctors in Gaza, the medical students in Gaza. They have made it a habit every Saturday to meet with, and Dr. Shaza is amazing. She's the IC, she's one of the doctors in the ICU at Nasser Medical Center. She's an excellent pediatrician, excellent intensivist. And the medical students here in the United States and elsewhere are organizing together, trying to find innovative solutions. For example, they're working with engineers to look into EEG solutions for the doctors who are treating status epilepticus without EEG. They're also where they came with us to the Hill Last week, we were in Washington, D.C. With a group of doctors. We call ourselves medical doctors, nurses, our Doctors Against Genocide people. And for the first time, we had students with every group. So every group had medical students, and the medical students have excellent energy. They're very talented. They are very inspired by the students in Gaza. They want to work with them together. And we are hearing more and more about the challenges of going to medical school and graduating medical school in Gaza. And we know that the odds are extreme against everyone in Gaza, but we also know that the will is also very strong and it will conquer every barrier, inshallah. And we see this and we believe in this every single day. And we have no doubt that we will have amazing medical schools and amazing medical students and amazing students in general in Gaza in no time, inshallah. So thank you again, Dr. Farah. And
Yeah,
I'm going to
cool.
say one more thing,
Yes.
one more thing, because we are going to see your mom tomorrow. And I will have the honor also, I'm going to see her. And I want to tell you that my own mother, our mother, Maysa and me, she demands Dr. Jbour to speak to her because she
That's my
trusts her.
specialty, guys. Send me all your fathers and mothers. That's my job, okay? And
It's like,
I'll
where is the
send my kids
doctor?
to you.
Where is the Dr. Jbour? I want to talk to him because today I have this and this problem and he needs to hear it. So,
You know, Dr. Nadal is
so
doctor of hearts.
Yes,
So he
Doctor
will
of
manage
Hearts.
all of
I'm
them,
Doctor of Young
inshallah.
People. So this is also, yeah, another thank you for Dr. Ahmed for helping us with the medical student grand rounds, which we started a week or 2 weeks ago. It's mainly for medical students and fellows and doctors and residents, and it's strictly medical. It's going to be about medical cases presented by Dr. Ahmed, Dr. Shaza, and their team. It's going to be more scientific, more about the cases, the challenges they are facing, and how the students can learn from the experience and how they can do their research and how they can support the doctors, the attendings there. Because unfortunately, the doctors, guys, have to practice medicine, let's say Western medicine, without Western tools. They don't have the medication, they don't have the machines. So we all need to figure out how to fix this. And we have been learning a lot from the doctors of Gaza, and we think the students have a lot to learn from this and also a lot to add and contribute. As we always say, Gaza will liberate all of us, but Gaza will also educate all of us. How we, as doctors, healthcare workers all over the world, can we learn? How can we practice medicine from the ethical standpoint, like the doctors of Gaza who refuse to betray their patients, who refuse to leave their patients, and from the scientific standpoint, how can you practice medicine when you don't have much at your disposal in terms of medications and equipment and supplies, and you still need to save lives. So I really think this is an experiment, this is an experience that need to be taught, that need to be documented, and that need to be spread all over the world. So for other doctors, other medical communities all over the world to benefit from this, because while it's good to have everything at your disposal, like in a tertiary, center in the United States or anywhere else in the West, natural disasters and conflicts can happen anywhere. So it's always good to learn how to function, how to still be able to practice medicine when you don't have any of these. And no one of us is immune. And I think any one of us can face this one day. So we want to learn from the doctor of Gaza, and we want them to be the lead on this. So thank you, Dr. Ahmed.
You know, Dr. Nadal, sometimes the lack of facilities is advantage for the doctors to return back to their clinical sense and to the basics in medicine. Last Friday was the exam for the medical student in the Islamic University, the 6th years. And I was one of the committee of the exam. They have a respiratory case, and I choose for them a case of dextrocardia. with recurrent chest infection. I think it is Cartigner syndrome, and I put the case, and they didn't know anything about it. They have just 10 minutes to examine and to comment and to give me the final diagnosis without x-ray, just by their clinical examination, by inspection, palpation, and percussion and auscultation. And they did amazing, really. I'm very proud about them. I remembered Al Qasr Al Aini and Ain Shams on the 70s and 80s, which are famous about the basic and the clinical sense of the doctor. Don't depend on CT, don't depend on MRI, depend on your clinical examination. And that's what's happening in Gaza. Again and again. This is the natural situation that we are communicating with other, with the brothers, with Dr. Ashraf, with Dr. Adania, with Dr. Ayman, with everyone in United States, in United Kingdom, because they are our people and our family and our brothers and sisters. We will ask about neurological cases, about pulmonology cases, about cardiological cases, because again, you are supporting us, and you are our extension outside Gaza. So I think this is again one of the advantage that the doctors are dependent on their clinical sense. And Dr. Muhammad noticed that today we have around, we have a case that we shared it with Dr. Karama about something belongs to rare scenario of epileptic patient, unusual presentation. It was Rolandic epilepsy. It was unusual presentation. So we diagnose it by clinical sense, not by something belongs to advantage facility or imaging or even investigation. Thank you again. Thank you for everyone in this amazing webinar. Inshallah, Dr. Shaza will be in your webinar. Most welcome, my colleagues. Thank you.
I second what Dr. Alfara said. Just to be clear, I trained in the U.S. I work in the U.S. I feel like a fish out of water. MashaAllah, he knows so much. But I'm just fortunate to get to be here with them and just hang out and enjoy the time.
Thank you, my friend.
That's why we want to keep these rounds going, so that we can all become better. So yes, mashallah. Maisa?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you all for those very important updates. And inshallah, we will all be able to come to Gaza very soon. Next, I want to introduce Muhammadul Hassan. And I'm going to invite you to please introduce yourself and share your updates from where you are. And would love to hear from you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you everyone for giving me the chance to be here with you all. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Mohammed Hassan. I am from the world largest refugee camp of Cox's Bazar in Bangladesh. So I am a executive member of Rohingya Youth Empowerment Association, ROEA, and I am assigned as a Chief Executive Director in this organization. In the last webinar, we have shared everything, what we are doing and what our plan is to do in the next. So I think everything is there and everything has explained in the last webinar. So in the next stage, we are planning to do everything as we have in our last webinar. So I think everything is there, and you can also review the
Muhammadul,
presentation.
Muhammadul, you can just update us on what was said last webinar. Everyone would love to hear as much as possible from you guys in the Rohingya. So feel free to just talk about your community, the challenges that you're all having, and what ways that we, the listeners and Doctors Against Genocide, can support you in Rohingya, for the Rohingya people.
Okay,
So
thank
it's
you
okay.
for this.
Repeat what you think. It's fine. You know, we love to hear more from you.
Okay, that's great. And if so, I have to join with my laptop. Please wait. Could you please wait 1 minute?
Sure.
Okay.
While we're waiting, could I make a brief announcement?
John, yes, by all means.
Yeah, so I was on a call this week with folks that are considering another Freedom Flotilla, and they like to have a medical person on each boat. So if they're talking about end of March, beginning of April, sometimes as the weather breaks in the spring. They made quite a splash last year, but anyone who might be interested in going on a boat or assisting with medical backup for boats, please let me know.
Thank you, John. Anyone wants to add anything while we're waiting for Muhammadul to bring his
I think he's
Yeah,
back.
ma'am, I am
there
here.
you are. Okay,
Yeah.
good. Do you want to share your screen?
Yeah.
Okay, please do.
Muhammadul, I don't think we can hear you.
Please wait a minute. I am going to search the file. Yeah.
Okay. Muhammadul, do you want to pause sharing until you find the file? With just it's just for your privacy. We can see your chat. Anyone has a quick update while Muhammadul finds his file?
I've got a little update.
Go ahead.
Yeah, please, Dr.
Yes,
Swayan.
please.
Yes.
As you know, the past few weeks, I'm really distressed over the hunger strikers almost dying, right? And I think 7 of them have collectively decide to accept food. And this is based on certain improvement in negotiation because the UK government has cancelled the £2 billion contract where they fund Elbit, the weapon system, to train Israeli soldiers. So that's a big victory. But they're still in prison, but it is a major victory. So there's still one person holding up and still on hunger strike. And in fact, we are very worried about him. It's his second hunger strike. And he says that there are certain issues that are still outstanding because Palestine action is still proscribed. They're still in prison without trial. And these are people who support Gaza with all their hearts. So he says that if there's an impasse, he's going to deny water as well. And so that's very ominous because I think we are potentially dealing with a potential person dying. But it's good news on one side and also kind of concern on the other. We don't know how to handle this, but his mother is very upset too. So just think about him. His name is Omar Khalid, a very solid young person who have spoken up about the Gaza genocide and taken direct action against the arms factories in the UK. So that's my update. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you
And
so much.
Dr. Suyang, can you also update us on Dr. Ghassan Abu Sitta?
Ghassan Abu Sitta, alhamdulillah,
Alhamdulillah.
I forgot about him because it seems such a long time ago. So the UK lawyers for Israel has complained about him on 3 counts, under support of terrorism. So so the complaint was made to the General Medical Council and he has to attend tribunal, and the tribunal has thrown out all 3 charges because they are all flimsy, useless charges. Because Ghassan is not a terrorist, he's not violent, he does not advocate arms or anything like that. But it's basically, just harassment and persecution. We are also concerned because we don't think they will stop at that because Ghassan has probably been complained about easily about 10 times. And it's very draining. I think emotionally he's feeling really good. Okay. And during the trial, he and I came back on a train from Manchester to London, and I was so concerned about him because he really looked exhausted. Okay. But I saw him today and he's very positive. He's going back to Beirut to treat patients, and he has demanded to speak at the Palestine Solidarity National March in the end of January. So we were happy for the victory because when I heard the chair of the tribunal summing up on Thursday, I was very concerned because under the Terrorism Act of 2000, any support can be widened so much that, they can do you. So stupid things like the Palestinian people are entitled to resistance can be interpreted as supporting terrorism, which is actually under UN, the UN has said that all people under occupation has a right to resist, but our anti-terrorism law said that you cannot support that. So it's very strange because I was very down when I come back, but suddenly on Friday morning, they had a meeting of lawyers and so on, and they all came to a conclusion to drop all 3 charges. So that's another victory.
Amazing.
Yeah. So alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Dr. Svian, are there any active campaigns right now that we can support to the hunger striker who's left?
Yes, because Omar Khalid, who is still on hunger strike, is coming out with a statement in a couple of days. And I'll send you his statement. And I think it's very important to publicize the statement and to support them in whatever way. And because these are very good young people, and basically, you know, they have really put their life on the line. And, you know, this weaponization of calling a person who fight for justice a terrorist and therefore using the terrorism law is really the despicable form of dehumanizing a person who actually, you know, is, you know, people who love justice, who love freedom, who take action to fight against armed factories and so on in a peaceful way. They have never hurt anybody, no GBH, nothing, okay? And be persecuted in this way. And I think it's linked, because if we allow our government to degenerate into that kind of way of treating people, then I think the world is in trouble. I will send you his statement the moment I get it. It's being drafted now. That's Omar Khalid, the last hunger striker. But actually it is like that. He actually wanted to go off hunger strike. But then he thought, oh my goodness, all of us are abandoning the struggle because of this victory. So he went back on it. So it's difficult. My position is, you know, you offer your life for Palestine. It's difficult in a case like that, because my personal view is, you know, we have to fight this, but, you know, whether we want to carry it to the stage of being a martyr is something which only he and God can decide. But as friends, we really don't want to see him die. So, yesterday we did a good protest at our Minister of Health office. And it was very interesting because we went there to protest against them implementing Palantir, you know, the Israeli AI, on our health service, and also forcing all health workers, the whole employees of the National Health, to adopt the IHRA, but making it a mandatory module to pass in order to practice medicine. So we had, but what was very strange is normally the police are very hostile if they come with our Palestine flag. But yesterday the police are very interesting because they told me they also don't like the destruction of our healthcare system. So because I was there very early, I was there 2 hours early, and we have a thing called Section 14, which the police can impose on all demonstrators on the spot and clear us all and arrest us if we don't leave. And the police actually told me that they won't do it. So I don't know. It is basically, you know, it is something, it's a blessing because some of us are really, really exhausted that we are banging our heads against a brick wall. So these are small kind of encouragement and inspiration for us to carry on.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hamadul, are you ready for the update?
Yes, ma'am, sure.
Okay, I look forward to hearing him. Okay.
Yeah, now I'm sharing in my screen. Yeah, is it visible, ma'am? Hello.
Yes,
Hello.
it is visible. It's perfect. Yes.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
great.
I mean, Mohammadul, you don't have to go through the whole presentation, just like the highlights of what you
Yeah,
guys are doing, because
yeah.
yeah, the presentation is long. So just, refresh
Okay,
the audience with what is going on in Rohingya, and not every single slide.
okay,
And thank
okay,
you.
ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay. As the world know, us at marginalized community and the marginalized people. So to to be resilient and to restore our right, we are fighting every single day. So, amidst them, we created this organization in the middle of 2025. So as you see here in the screen, this is our organization, Rohingya Youth Empowerment Association, and is working for our self-reliance, leadership, restoring dignity, uh, promoting peace and education, building a just future. So this is our introduction, who we are, as you see here. I don't want to explain longer. So as you see here in the screen, it is who we are. And in the next slide is our contents and reality. So Rohingya people are surviving of genocides and ethnic cleansing in Myanmar. Statelessness, forced displacement, and prolonged enhancement. Limited access to education, livelihoods, and higher opportunity. Yet a generation of resilient and motivated youth is determined to contribute positively. And this is our preamble. And we are born into displace, yet driven by hope and determination. Their refusal to be defined solely as victims. Commitment to dignity, justice, and self-reliance. Believing the Rohingya youth as agents of positive and peaceful change. And this is our vision. A resilient and educated Rohingya youth community, self-empowerment and rooted in human dignity, constructive contributors to society, youth leadership in shaping a peaceful and sustainable future. And this is our mission. We empower Rohingya youths through education and skill development, and we build leadership, civil responsibility among us, and we promote community service and youth-led initiative who are working for our community. And we advocate for justice, human rights, and peaceful solutions for our people and for the people of Burma who are struggling for their right. And this slide provides our core values, and these are our demand and our core values: dignity and equality, respect and equal opportunity for every youth, education and knowledge, foundation for long-term empowerment, unity and solidarity, strength through cooperation and inclusion, peace and non-violation, dialogue and constructive engagement, integrity and accountability, transparency and responsibility. And this slide is for a strategic commitment and education skill development. So in the refugee camp, as there are no special access to higher education and also no proper schooling, as access to quality formal and non-formal education, literacy, numeracy, and digital skill development, vocational and life skill training, integration of moral, ethical, and modern education. And in this slide, these are our core program areas. And education and skill development. We work for education and skill development inside our community and for our community and the people of Burma. And livelihood and self-reliance, protection and well-being, advocacy and human rights, culture and social harmony. And this is our target beneficiary for whom we are working. So we work for Rohingya youth, both for male and female, young women leaders, vulnerable and marginalized youth, person with disability, young refugee children, and young learners. And this is our achievement and success stories. We have worked and we have been working. We have a lot of initiative in the refugee camp, and among them, this is our achievement and success stories. Youth lead learning initiative such as Ikra Bright English Institute and Golden Apple Private School, Rohingya Children Learning Center, RCLC, and leadership training participation such as community lift advocacy approach, personal leadership development, and human rights advocacy, and etc. Community awareness initiative, Rohingya history and culture awareness, community legal awareness, human trafficking, social justice, emerging youth advocate, and we have also a blood donation team who are working for our people through donating blood without any fee. It is totally free. And this is our partnership and collaboration. So we have partnership and collaboration with community leaders and elders, educators and volunteers, and humanitarian initiative who are working in the refugee camp from any state, and youth network and camp-based private schools who have established their learning initiative by their own self and their uh, own private schools, and a lot of student and many of our brother and sister are studying there without the lack of resources and support from any side, and there is no special schooling and proper schooling for them. And this is our youth leadership and self-reliance, a leadership development with a focus on young women, youth lead clubs initiative and community service, promotion of lawful livelihood and income generating skills, encourage of entrepreneurships and innovation. This is our youth leadership and self-reliance. And this is how we protect and well-being and inclusion. Awareness of mental health and psychosocial well-being, protection against exploitation, abuse, and extremism, inclusive participation of girls, persons with disability, and vulnerable youth, promotion of social coherence and safety. And in this slide, what we advocate and human rights and identity, and that we are demanding from the international community. This slide show up amplifying Rohingya youth voices globally, peaceful advocacy for citizenship, justice, and self-return to our homeland, to our country, Myanmar. Promotion of international human rights principle, preservations of the Rohingya language, culture, and identity. And this we mainly focus as advocacy, human rights, and identity. Challenges and needs. These are the challenges and needs that we are deeply fallen into. Actually, the restricted access to formal education in the refugee camp, we left behind, and we are behind of everything, every single thing. Living at livelihood opportunity, resource constraints, and lack of financial support, as we don't have any special support from other organization and other donors from anywhere to continue our work. We are still facing the challenges and needs. So mental health and production risks, including child production, and also uh, person with disability, and also many people who are in very lack of financial support and other support for their daily life. And there's no special higher healthcare facility inside the refugee camp, and no proper uh, cure of diabetes. If I mention one, there's no proper cure for the diabetes patient who are facing with their body health. And these are our organization future plans that we are going to uh, work for our community. We want to expand a skills training program for our brother and sister inside the refugee camp, all over 36, 30, 30 and 36 camp. A student youth leadership structure, and we want to increase advocacy platform to advocate for our rights and sustainable solution. And we want to build sustainable youth network where our brother and sister will raise their voices for our community and to demand our for our rights, and like the everyone doing in the international platform. And we call to actions. We recognize Rohingya youth as partner, not merely at recipients. Support youth education, leadership, and mental well-being initiative. Engage Rohingya youth in policy, research, and humanitarian response. Stand with us for dignity, justice, and a peaceful future. Support Rohingya youth as partner in chance. So I think this
Thank
is
you so
the last slide, and
that,
in conclusion, uh, yeah, I'm going to briefly summarizing this slide. This is our last. As our organization ROIEA is a collective place to current and future generations, especially our for our Rohingya community, and we empower our dependency, dignity, our despair, and with global solidarity, Rohingya youth can lead positive change. This is a must. Thank you for listening and standing with the Rohingya and supporting us through this working plan and programs, and also
thank,
becoming a
th-
partner of our organization.
thank you so much, Mohamedul. Mohamedul, one question that came from the chat is you mentioned private school.
Yeah.
Why private school? Why not public school? And what's your rationale?
Yeah, this is great to hear. Actually, there is not proper schooling for our Rohingya brother and sister, as we are not allowed to get higher education access, and also upper secondary school inside the refugee camp. This is totally not allowed for us by the Bangladesh government and also other NGO donors.
Thank you so much, Mohamedul. Um, so just to clarify, the access to education is extremely difficult for the Rohingya people, and they have no choice but other than finding private solutions. And the more we learn about this, the more we can actually identify ways to advocate for dignity and human rights for you guys, the Rohingya, and to help you on the ground as well. I just want to invite Dr. Siddiqui, I'm sorry, Dr. Siddiq, who is our colleague who was with us in Washington, D.C. Siddiq, can you speak?
Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon,
Walaikum
everyone.
salam.
Yeah.
Do you want to put your
Sorry.
camera?
Oh, yes, I can put my camera on. Let's see.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So, assalamu alaikum, everyone. Apologies, I'm at a coffee shop, so if you hear any noise, that's where I am. But I did want to just provide a few updates. I didn't have any major updates. Unfortunately, it's been difficult communicating with some of the folks in Sudan recently. But as far as SAPA goes, our president and our treasurer recently traveled to Sudan, so they're in Sudan currently. We recently opened a new hospital in Bahri, which is one of the main cities in Khartoum. So that's good news. I don't think I'm sharing my screen right now, but we do have some pictures on Facebook of the hospital and what it's looking like right now. So inshallah, we'll be able to get that running. So that was a big accomplishment for us. For the past year, we've been working to open this hospital. So it's now open and we're hoping to start accepting patients soon. So that was the major update. I've reached out to like our Eastern Sudan directors to try to get an update on what's going on with the Bilharzia outbreak, and I still haven't heard back, but I'll update you all as soon as I hear some information about that. The only other comment I wanted to make was regarding the hill. If would it be all right if I speak about that, just as far as Sudan
Yeah,
goes?
of course.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
please.
Okay. So when we were in the hill last week, I think we spent a lot of time talking about the asks as far as stopping the genocide. And then we spent a lot of time focusing on Resolution 970. Now, I don't think, as far as I don't know what everyone else is doing, but the groups I was in, I didn't really speak as much about the Senate Resolution 935, which we did speak about back in December, but I wasn't really equipped to talk about that this past week. But I did want to just make sure that everyone's aware of that. I added that back to the Google Doc after the fact. So is there a way, is that same Google Doc going to be carried over to future? Okay, perfect. Okay, so that resolution.
Dr. Siddiq, can you tell us, can you tell people what does it stand for, this resolution?
Yes, yeah. So it's the 935 is the one that prohibits sales and assurance of licenses for the export of certain defense articles to the United Arab Emirates and for other purposes. So this is the one that's going to lead to the arms embargo on the UAE, inshallah. So whereas the other one, 970, is more so just in vague terms holding them accountable, but 935 is the one that calls for an arms embargo. So I think that one is the more important one. Unfortunately, there hasn't been any movement on that in quite some time. But I do think we should press on that one. And when I send the emails out, inshallah, tomorrow morning, I'll make sure to mention that one as well. So I just wanted to put that back on everyone's radar because that wasn't something that I really mentioned as much when I was on the Hill. So I wanted to make sure it was on everyone's radar as well.
Yeah, thank you. Just please add them to the document and also add the links to this resolution so people know what they stand for. And I think Iman and Danny are here, so please make sure this is going to be part of our next Hill visit, and everyone is aware of it and know how to speak about it. Okay. Dania, do you have anything to add to this? How we can incorporate this in the next meeting? Dania? I don't know, my internet is terrible. Hello?
Yeah, I think I don't know how groups ran their meetings last time, but I think just like leaving time, like designated time where that is discussed. I know there's so much to discuss during these meetings, but just trying to include that at some point in the meeting is something I think we need to be more mindful of when in these 30-minute meetings. So we do appreciate your edits and going in there and kind of adding them in.
Do you hear me, guys? Everything looks frozen here. I think I have internet
Yeah, we
problems.
hear you. We hear you.
Yeah, like I'm in Gaza. I think it feels like I'm in Gaza now.
Funny.
Dr. Yiping, or actually before Dr. Yiping, we have Dr. John. Dr. John, who also joined us in the last visit, he was part of the Doctors Against War, and they did a great job. They did a press conference too. Do you want to share anything with us, Dr. John? Any reflections on the action that you had last week?
Yeah, I mean, it was great to see Doctors Against Genocide join World Beyond War and the Friends Committee on National Legislation and Maryland Neighbors Against Genocide. And there's one other group. All get together. Yeah, I think if we had had everybody in one place at one time, it would have been well over 100 people. But that kind of unity reminds us that we're not in this alone, that we can reinforce each other's work and work toward peace in the world. Yeah, a lot of good people trying to do good things. It's always a matter of inviting others into our circles in a way that's meaningful. That's the biggest challenge. Sometimes I think we ought to take a month off from talking to politicians and only talk to our family and neighbors with the goal of each of us brings two more people into the activist movement over the period of 1 month. I think that would be harder work than going to DC.
We can
Yeah,
get
thank
them
you.
to come to, we can get them to come with us to DC. I think actually is a good way of approaching it.
I agree.
Again, Tom, what did you say?
I was just adding because I've been trying to actualize exactly what John was just suggesting. And, you know, with people who are already very aware of Gaza, but there are some more action steps they could take. And one of the things I've considered is bringing them in closer with our effort to meet with politicians either in DC, so coming to the Hill and joining us and becoming part of that community, which I think is very motivational for people and very sustaining, or even, you know, locally in their local state context.
Yeah, Tom, to add to that, not everybody can make that big trip. You know, you all are amazing the way you put so much effort into getting there physically and so forth. And that's terrific. If somebody's willing to do that, you know they're on board and really open. But the next best thing would be, and I wonder if we shouldn't set this as a goal, is every time we schedule an office visit, we look at our database and see if we have any DAG members in that congressional district. So that not only can we have their name with us if anybody asks us who are your constituents, but we could also have them do the follow-up letter. We could write it and everything, but if they would just use their name. I did that for the first time with two of my relatives who have not been activists before, but used their names and they're a little bit vested in what we're doing. I found that useful.
Dr. Husni, are you there? Dr. Iman?
Yeah,
Iman
I'm here.
Husni?
I'm here. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam, ya hala. Dr. Iman, you should be here in Egypt with us.
I know, I'm so jealous.
What are you doing there in the United States?
Seeing patients and, you know, the normal stuff, I guess. But I would rather be with you.
Yeah, inshallah, next time.
Inshallah, make sure you eat some kushari while you're there.
Absolutely, yeah. So tell us,
Yeah.
what was your reflection on the last visit you had to DC, the Hill? And again, thank you, you and Dania, for the great work you did for organizing this and making it very efficient, very organized, and very welcoming to people. So we really appreciate all the time and the effort you spend onto this. It's for maybe for, I don't know, is it because of you and Daniel, or because the Senate and Congress are changing? We feel more and more offices are welcoming and willing to listen and willing to invite us and listen to us. which is really a good thing. I mean, if that's what it takes for us to go there once a month or twice a month to go there and give them updates on what's happening and keep them up to date so they know what to pressure their congressmen and women and senators to do, then we're willing to do that. We can be the ones who give them the most up-to-date data and what needs to be done. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, definitely, like every time we go to the Hill, I feel like we're getting more Republican visits, which is good. And even some of the Democrats that are more far, like very pro-Israel, have met with us. So we were actually surprised with some of the really kind of hardcore people who, like, I mean, there was one rep who said like he didn't believe in a ceasefire, and there was another one who had suggested that a pro-Palestinian protester had tried to run him over. So we had the gamut, like we really had the gamut. So I think that is helpful. I think what was helpful this time too, because one of our main focuses was getting in those mobile homes. And so there were a couple of offices that suggested that they would be kind of open to, either calling Israeli, putting pressure on the Israeli embassy, the administration, that sort of thing, if they weren't the only office. So we're like, okay, let's make a list of all the offices that we went to that seemed open to that. And so we're going to try to connect them to try to do something because, we kept saying to them, because, there's often this, the Republicans are, the majority, blah, blah, blah. The administration won't listen to us. But like, we're like, you need to get loud. The Democrats, like, you cannot use that as an excuse. Like, regardless, you need to be loud. Your constituents need to see what you're doing. You have to lead. You can't just sit there quietly and just say, and make excuses, because sometimes there's a lot of this excuse stuff. Like we heard some really weird thing where one of the reasons one of the reps hadn't signed on to block the bombs is because she's got leadership role in the Democratic caucus, and it looks like they're pressuring other people. And I was like, that makes no sense. Like you should actually be a leader and sign on so that other people sign on. So it's so bizarre, some of the excuses that they give. So you really have to be on top of them and be like, no, we're not idiots. That really does not make any sense. And so I think we are noticing some improvements there, and just the consistency of bigger groups coming with us. It was great to have the medical students with us there too. Don, I would kind of love to work on that part. Like Dania and my experience has been that like we have this huge data bank of DAG members like all over the country, but oftentimes when we reach out to them, we hear crickets. Like nobody responds. It's so weird. Like once in a while, somebody responds and they'll get on like a call with us, they'll come in like on Zoom or we'll use their name to get an appointment. So that's like often Danny and I will say that because, some of the offices will say they need constituents. I think somebody put something in the chat about revisiting. We did go back this time. Some of the offices were repeats from the last month. So Dania and I are not asking offices that we've met with the month before, and we're basically saying, we would like to continue the conversation, especially if they have not budged on anything, like if they have not signed on to block the bombs or aid or supporting UNRWA. And we really also try to educate them on these homes that are sitting on the border. Some of the groups who are even like on House Foreign Relations Committee didn't know that. Like they didn't know that there were all these homes that could potentially come in. They weren't aware of this dual use excuse that Israel uses. So we educated them on that. Sorry, I was going to say something else and I forgot, but and the NGOs, like we were, because not all of them were aware of Israel not allowing 30 some NGOs in, particularly Doctors Without Borders. And I think that was like surprising and enlightening for them too. But so I think it is important for us to keep going in and, I think this has been brought up too, but I think it's also going to require help from everybody else because there's only so much Danny and I can do, but like that follow-up rather than it just being the once a month, something that we're sending out some kind of email to update them and almost like harass them every week in a very polite and gentle way. Don't forget us, don't forget Gaza, don't forget Sudan, because, they're obviously overwhelmed with ICE in Venezuela. And I don't know, we ran into Rep Dingell. I think that's your Rep Nidal. And she just kept telling us how exhausted she was and she hasn't slept because she's been working so hard. We were like, where? Like we don't really have a whole lot of, that's not the response what we're looking for. But anyway, so.
We have a meeting with her next week, Iman, next Monday. So we'll bring a picture of you so that she can realize that we're not going to stop. We're coming from all sides.
Well, it was interesting. Farhad was with us, so I don't know if he's going to be at that meeting with you. And she said, "I've got a meeting with you guys." Like she actually recognized him and said, "I've got a meeting with you guys" and stuff. So at least that part was good. But yeah, if you can just remind her again, oh, you ran into them, and we ran into her in the hallway. She was coming back with her lunch because I remember somebody said, "Well, at least she gets to eat." We didn't say that to her, but.
So, Iman and Daniel, do you see a value that, for us going there and having more people join this and more people get involved and coming to DC to talk to these staffers and representatives? I mean, is there a value in this that more people need to get involved to make our voice more impactful?
Oh my God, yeah. Like the more they see us, because I mean, we walk around in our coats and with our backpacks that say Doctors Without Genocide, Doctors Against Genocide. Sorry, with that, and it would be nice if it was without genocide. But we're walking the hallways and the basements, and we're going up and down the escalators, and people are seeing us, and so. And then when we're walking outside, the general public sees us. So like the more of us, obviously, the better, and we're really trying to build up for this, 1,000-doctor event in April. I want to say, hopefully I have the right date. Daniel, you're gonna have to remind me. I think it's
15. April 15, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so we at our last Hill date, we met a gentleman who was with the unions for the auto workers union. And so he has committed to try to bring at least 1,000 or more auto worker union members to our Hill Day in April, so obviously, the more people they see that, it was just like John was saying, like if you can get more organizations together and more people, then they can't ignore us, right? It's going to be like, oh, well, there's a lot of people that like, care about this rather than this handful of same doctors who keep coming every month to tell us about this. I think it's easier to forget us. So yeah, please, if you're on this call, if you've not been to the Hill with us, please come and join us, particularly in April. Don't be afraid to come. We don't do anything that's like crazy to get you arrested or anything. I know DC can be kind of a scary, just that whole idea. And you don't have to know how to advocate. It's just your presence being there that helps. And then you're just going to watch and learn, many of us didn't know what we were doing because we're doctors and we're not used to advocating, but like you'll learn as you go. So, I mean, you can just sit there silently and, and like be a bug on the wall, just absorbing and learning. You can also share, your opinion, but don't let that be something that prevents you from coming. Either you're, afraid that you might get arrested or that you're afraid that you won't be helpful. Like I said, just being there in camaraderie and support is huge. And then I think you will get a personal benefit too, because you're with other like-minded feeling people, because sometimes it can feel really alone in this. And so, you know, having that support with other folks that also find this important, I think you'll benefit personally also.
Yeah, thank you, man. So you're saying that honestly, there is no risk. We have been doing this and nothing happened to us, and we're actually getting more and more respect from them,
دكتور
and they have been
نضال
more. Yes.
دكتور نضال السلام عليكم.
هلا هلا.
احنا الآن في البيدياتريك اي سي يو مع دكتورة شذا.
Okay, أهلا وسهلا دكتور شذا.
بقول لك
So
دكتور نضال
let
أهلا
me just,
وسهلا.
Dr. Ahmed, let me just finish this sentence. 1 second, please. Just
اوكي
give me finish 1 second. So what Dr. Iman is saying is it's really safe. There is no risk. You don't need to know about this. Just join us. Just be there. Your colleagues will support you, will do the work for you, and you can share as much as you want or just be there. And with time, you will learn. And your president, I mean, these staffers and these Congress people are honestly either lazy or they have so many other things that they get distracted from the situations that we care about. We care about the United States, we care about ICE, we care about the attack on our liberties in the United States, in the West. We care about Gaza, we care about Sudan, we care about Rohingya. And we need to keep reminding them that these are the top issues that your constituents care about. We care about our human rights, our constitutional rights as Americans, and we want this to be respected. We care about other people all over the world who are victims of the suicides that we are funding and enabling. And just being there, just talking to them, you keep reminding them, you keep bringing their focus to these issues that you care about. And instead of, if we leave them alone, they will only hear the story from the other side, or they just will just get their salary at the end of the month and without doing any job or anything. So our presence is really important. It's not a magic bullet. It's not going to change things overnight, but at least you keep bringing this up to their attention, whether they're staffers or Congress people or senators, and you keep reminding them that your constituents care about these issues and you really need to do something about it. Otherwise, that will affect your position or your next time you're having elections. So every small action, every small contribution, every small reminder to these people does really make a difference. Ignoring it or just saying that it's not going to work or these politicians are just bought and there's nothing we can do about it is honestly an enablement of the other side, the side that is benefiting from genocide, from war crimes, crimes against humanity, and oppression of us, the people. So please join us, and there is no risk. You could still see us, Dr. John Ruhr, Dr. Iman Husni, Dr. Dania, Dr. Tam Bedroni, me, Karama. We all have been docked. We all have been attacked. We all have been deported. We all have been, but we're still here. Nothing happened to us, and we will not stop. So there is nothing to be worried about. And we are actually getting better at it because we are smarter now. We know how to approach them. And we have proved that we do have the proof. We have the truth on our side. We are on the true side of history, and they are on the wrong side unless they do something. That's why they are listening more to us and they are more receptive. And again, we are doing all of this in a professional, humanitarian way that doesn't put any one of us at risk. So please join us. Please join us. And Dania will take care of you. Iman will take care of you. Dr. John will take care of you. And again, we have been doing this and we have went through all kinds of ups and downs, but we are still here and we are kind of catching up the momentum. We just need more of you to join us, please. Please, if you care about humanity, if you care about your conscience, if you care about creating a better world, we want more of you to join us in any capacity, in any way you want. But we need more people. The more people we have, the more impact we have. And this is how we can create a better world. If we stay silent, this is giving them a signal that we agree to the status of affairs that they are creating. And this is not true. We don't agree with what's happening in the world. We don't agree with what the United States is doing at home or overseas, or kidnapping people, kidnapping, heads of states, or murdering children, or using our tax money to slaughter babies. We don't agree to all of this, and we need to speak to this, and we need to let them know that we don't agree to this. And if they don't do anything about it, they're going to lose the next elections. And there is a major election coming up the end of this year. And we need to remind every Republican, every Democrat, every independent that we, the people, the American people, the Western people, the Eastern people, we, the people of the world, care about justice, care about humanity, and we will only elect those who care about these principles. Anyone else who's on to AIPAC, who's on to war profiteers, who's on to Zionism, who owns to supremacy, will and shall lose. And the winning example of Mamdani in New York should be a big example, a big warning sign to them that if you don't choose the right side, you're going to lose. If you choose the truth and justice and humanity and equity and equality, you will win despite all the evil forces. So thank you, Iman. Thank you, Dania. Dr. Ahmed, are you still there? Dr. Ahmed?
Assalamu alaikum.
Ahla wa sahla. Are you in the ICU? Go ahead. What do you want to share with us?
Yes. Now we are with Dr. Shaza.
How are you?
اهلين دكتور شهد، كيف حالك؟
Nice to meet you again. الله يخليك.
يعطيك
تمام
العافية.
الحمد
Do
لله.
you go home ولا you work 24/7 all the time؟
لا اليوم ديوتي تبعي.
اليوم ديوتي. يعطيك العافية. تفضلي
تمام.
share with us whatever you have.
We can start from the beginning. تعال. دكتور محمد.
What's this case that you have?
Our case is mainly in pediatric ICU. We have 7 cases. Most of cases viral pneumonia related to virus which is present in this season. This is case of viral pneumonia. He is intubated, 3 months of age. تمام.
If you have something like we can tell.
So Dr. Shazza, I see you have him on the ventilator, yeah?
Yes, he is intubated and in ventilator since yesterday.
Do you know
This
what
case-
kind of viral pneumonia does he have?
No, I don't know. Mostly influenza virus, but we don't have PCR to judge.
So you don't have the PCR to test for influenza. First of
No,
all,
no.
you don't have the testing to know what kind of viral pneumonia they have.
No.
That
Just
is
viral
terrible
pneumonia.
because this is basic medicine should be available everywhere. Number 2, the ventilator. Do you have an ABG machine to check for the settings or to keep adjusting the settings for the ventilator machine?
ABG is present in this day in the neonatal ICU. But yes,
So you do have the
it's
ABGs.
Yes,
Alhamdulillah. Okay, that's good
with
because
the
at
neonatal
one point you
ICU.
did not have that. تفضلي.
In ABGs with the neonatal ICU, but in limited kit, يعني not for every patient.
Because I remember when I used to work in the ICUs here,
Yes.
we used to do the
We
ABGs
can't
every
use it
4 hours.
for
Every
every
4
patient.
hours.
No, we can't use for every patient, and for example, every 6 hours or 4 hours, one a day or twice a day maximum.
Wow. So how do you manage these cases? Because I remember when I worked in the ICU,
Also,
we used to do it
we
every
depend on
4
monitor.
hours.
We depend on monitor. Job.
I did not hear what you said.
No, our decision depends on monitor. This stated we elevate the pressure, for example. Saturation good, decrease the pressure or decrease the setting of ventilator.
So do you know that this thing that you're doing now is something we did not learn in medical schools? Are you willing to write this down to educate doctors all over the world how to monitor, how to treat these patients when you don't have all the testing and we don't have all the monitoring systems that you learn in school? So really, I mean, we are working on writing a book about this.
We depend
We want the Gaza
clinically.
doctors to write these
Yes.
experiences down, how you can manage these very critical cases when you
example,
only have very limited testing.
This case in the morning has effort of breathing. We say that the patient has tachypnea, and even despite his saturation was good, يعني, but he is tachypnea. There is effort of breathing, so we increase the pressure and respiratory rate. After that, patient become comfortable. We decrease the pressure and respiratory rate, depend on his clinical status. Not only ABCs.
Okay.
Because Dr. Nidal, they know that the kits for arterial blood gases is so limited. They used to work nearly 1 year and a half without arterial blood gases. These kits of arterial blood gases came with some doctors who came from outside by something they hide in it in their bag and they get inside Gaza. So they know that it is limited. After 2 or 3 days, it will be lost. So they will depend more and more about their clinical experience.
And again, just to remind everyone, these are all man-made deficiencies. There is enough supplies and medications and equipment for the people of Gaza sitting out there on the border that Israel, the genocidal state of Israel, backed by the genocidal state of the United States, is not allowing this and not allowing these life-saving testing, reagents and equipment and medication to go to these people. These are all man-made. These are not natural disasters. These are not places that they lack or don't have the capacity to do it. It's all available if we just allow them. So just remember, this is all man-made that can be fixed with one political decision from the United States or from Israel. And also the experience of the doctors, that's something that we can learn from, how we can manage when we don't have all these tools and luxuries that we use here in the United States. Fadal, Dr. Ahmed.
Dr. Nidal, I want to mention that all the requirement for the medical or for the lab investigation, including the arterial blood gases, including the electrolytes, including the CBC, including the hormone, including tumor markers, are trapped in the West Bank. They are belongs to Gaza, and Ministry of Health in West Bank are prepared it to send for Gaza, but again and again, the Israeli occupational forces are trying to separate the two parts of our country, and they don't allow to send them to Gaza. And this is make a lot of suffering for our patient. But we again will not forgive up. We have to continue again. So this is the second
this is
patient.
for the history. This is for the history, Dr. Ahmed, to record that patients and babies and children in Gaza are dying because Israel and the United States are intentionally depriving them of the medications and the tools and the equipment and testing tools that they need to save their lives. All these deaths or these catastrophes are preventable, and we can save them if the genocidal state of Israel is not allowed or not giving the authority to control these lives. تفضل دكتور أحمد.
Yes. كمل مع دكتور.
Second case called Elias. He has also viral pneumonia. I don't know exactly the virus. With complicated bilateral chest tube because there is bilateral pneumothorax.
Why would they have bilateral pneumothorax with pneumonia? Is this common?
No, but
premature baby.
in this patient, he has viral pneumonia. We suspect that friable lung with intubation, he developed bilateral pneumothorax. Also, this case, we can do EBGs for him every 6 hours, for example, or every 4 hours. We depend also on a clinical situation and on monitor if the bilateral chest tube functioning or not.
هو premature أساسا. Dr. Nidal, the epidemic of influenza nowadays is so aggressive, and I think that we will see more and more cases and more pediatric ICU occupation by these patients. What we have reported that they have a lot of complications like complete white lung. They have complication of pneumothorax, and we saw cases. Yes, we saw cases that complicated by septic shock and sepsis or septicemia. Also, we saw cases that she has got the virus, and second day they were passed away at their home. Again, we don't have the PCR to know that kind of virus, but we know about the medical situation inside Israel, that they are talking about influenza type A, maybe swine strain, something like that. We don't know. We asked for PCR, but we don't know. Here is the third one, Dr. Shaza.
Also, a case of viral pneumonia. She was intubated for 2 days. Today, she is extubated on nasal O2. Also, we depend on a clinical course to extubate her and monitor. Today is better, but she was in aggressive clinical situation due to this virus. Today, she is better. Yeah, she is a preterm baby.
Dr. Nidal, this is a premature baby, and this is one of the miserable complication of this war, because we have increased the number of premature babies. We are talking about 60% of the occupied or the patient admitted to the neonatal ICU is a premature baby, and compared with before the war, it used to be 20%. Premature baby, they have the complication for septic shock, they have complication for recurrent chest infection, they have neurological complication for anxiety, autism, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder in the future. Even they have the complication for malnutrition or failure to thrive in the next decade. So this is, I think, will be suffer a lot about these premature babies. We have to mention here that surfactant, which is essential and very essential drug for these patients, is not available in the neonatal ICU since 6 months ago. We don't have any vial of surfactant. Even I contact my colleagues from UNICEF and WHO. They told me that they buy it from the West Bank, from the local markets, and they try just to make
agreements?
Agreement or coordination to get inside Gaza, but the occupational forces refuse again and again. This is the silent killer for the babies in Gaza. They are not targeting them directly. They are targeting them under the table by not allowing this medication to get inside Gaza. That's what we have to talk more and more about this.
دخلك سامعكم prostaglandin لسه ولا لا؟ prostaglandin صار فوتوه لسه ولا لا؟
Which I said about her in last grand round, a case of status epilepticus. We just today to still give her midazolam, depend in a clinical course also, but there is a problem. There is no midazolam. There is just last 2 ampoules in pediatric ICU.
And they are expired.
Yes. So pharmacy asked her please to stop it. It's enough for this patient. She take a lot. There is no midazolam in our local pharmacy in Nasser Medical Complex.
So can you tell us what is midazolam, please?
Midazolam is the anti-epileptic drug. We give her as an infusion to stop convulsion for this patient.
Dormicum.
Dormicum.
It's
And is
trade
it a
name is
basic
Dormicum.
medicine that is it a
Yes,
basic
basic
medicine that
drug.
should be available in every hospital?
Yes. Diazepam and lorazepam.
It's a drug also.
Exactly. So it's
Emergency
just a
drug.
benzodiazepine that should be available in every hospital because this is the only way you can control seizures, especially in the acute phase. You can calm them down while you're planning long-term treatment. And every hospital or community health center should have those. The fact that major hospital in Gaza, like Khan Yunis, that has an intensive care unit for pediatrics, that's supposed to be able to treat, pediatric cases, severe cases. All the cases that Dr. Ahmed and Dr. Shazda mentioned are very critical, very complicated cases that even in the best centers of the world, it's hard to monitor them, hard to treat them, hard to get good results, and to be faced with the situation that you have to treat them in a hospital like Nasser that lacks all these medication, like all this equipment that you have to make just a clinical judgment and try, whatever you can with the medication that you have. Is really painful. It's really inhumane, and no doctor, no healthcare worker in the world should be faced to make these decisions. But unfortunately, our colleagues are being forced to do just that. They are doing an amazing job. They're doing all the best they can. But this does not mean that we accept this because this situation that they're in is man-made. It's intentional. It's not because of they do not have the skills or they do not have the knowledge to take care of their patients. It's just because they are deprived to get these medications. Who's this with you, Dr. Ahmed?
Dr. Nidal, I want to talk about the silent soldiers. The intensive care unit is mainly a work of nursing and hard work of nursing. This
Yes.
is my colleague, Dr. Muhammad. My colleague Muhammad, he's the head senior of the nursing shift this night. They are working a big and amazing job in this hospital. They are working in silence. They are not talking to media, but he want to say hello for everyone in Doctors Against Genocide. Please.
Hello for everyone. I want to say that in pediatric ICU in Nasser Medical Hospital, a lot of team, medical and doctors and nurses work together for saving lives of our children. Thank you for it.
Thank you. What's your name again, please?
My name is Muhammad. I have a pediatric nursing master, and I'm now studying PhD in UCMI University in Malaysia. Thank you.
MashaAllah. MashaAllah. Muhammad, we are the one who thank you. And can you please thank every one of your colleagues, the nurses who are doing this heroic job and staying there and doing all what they can to save lives, to save humanity, to save the children. We are thankful to each and every one of you. Please thank everyone. We're honored to hear from you. We're honored to hear you and to be with you. And please, anything you need, we're happy to help as long as we can. And your voice is very important. You and your colleagues should have never been forced to be in these situations, and it's our job not to let any other healthcare worker or colleague or any human in the world to go through the conditions that you are enduring now. But your voice, your testimony, your bravery, your resilience is what is helping us to keep amplifying your voices. So you are the bedrock. We are all existing because of your steadfastness, because of your professionalism, because you are the true heroes and the true bearers of the oath that we as doctors and healthcare workers swear never not to betray. Thank you, Muhammad.
Thank you for this
كل
work.
الشكر والاحترام. الله يخليك. Please join us every week whenever you can.
شوفوا أنا عندي مثل طبيعي.
This is also viral pneumonia preterm extubated yesterday. He is today on nasal O2. Also depend on clinical judgment mainly.
Yeah. Allah يعينكم. How is he doing? How is he doing today?
He's doing good. He's trying to suck. He's trying to suck his.
And also another baby. He is also 35 days. He extubated today at morning. He is alhamdulillah doing well also.
Alhamdulillah. It seems you're having better results than John Hopkins here, even without any tools. So good. Thank you.
As you can see, Dr. Nidal, that all the beds are occupied by the patients, and even we have 3 beds in the extension. They are fully occupied. So if any patient can, Noor, stop. You know, this is Noor. Noor is the Noor, the light of the dark. She's
نور come talk to us نور. تفضلي كيف حالك يا نور؟
الله يبارك فيك.
She's doing
بدك عربي ولا انجليزي ولا اسباني شو بدك؟
خليها تحكي عربي. لا تحكي عربي.
احكي عربي يا نور. يلا speak Arabic please.
هم Doctors Against Genocide يساندونا بالولايات المتحدة.
احنا اخوانك يا نور، اخوانك واخواتك، احكي اللي بدك اياه.
اهلا وسهلا يعطيكم العافيه. شرفتونا والله. هن احنا عنايه اطفال مجمع ناصر الطبي، طبعا هي تقريبا تعد اكبر عنايه في منطقه الجنوب، يمكن على مستوى قطاع غزه كله، لانه الشمال يدوبك على يعني بد قليله، فتقريبا احنا هنا بنغطي كل قطاع غزه. فيعني اي مساهمه من سواء كانت منكم من كل العالم ممكن تنقذ طفل عنا، لانه الاعداد طبعا هالقد احنا في فتره حرجه، يمكن على السوشيال ميديا وعلى كل شيء هالقد على العالم بين انه الحرب منتهيه، بس فعليا احنا موجودين لسه الحرب مستمره، والاطفال الموجودين هالقد بيعانوا، يعني لا طلعوا لعلاجات ولا في علاجات اساسا متوفره لهم. يعني احنا بنحكي عن علاجات بسيطه جدا حق كل طفل مش موجود. فيعني اي مساهمه من اي حد ممكن ينقذ طفل عنا. يعني ممكن احنا نفضل اطفال عن اطفال في العنايه مشان نطلع ونحط حدا بدال. يعني هلقيت تقريبا العنايه موجود فيها الاطفال الموجودين كلهم على فنتليتور، يعني ميكانيكال فنتليتور، يعني ما حتى السورس اوف اكسجين برا في الاجسام، يعني ضلنا مشغلين مع مدار الساعه. اللي بده يعني كان سو كريتيكال ممكن يدخلوا عنايه، لانه فيش البيتزا قليله والاعداد بالزياده اعداد الاطفال المرضى. فيعني لو اغلب الاطفال بيحتاجوا لاجلاء برا، لانه كمان في حالات نادره جدا مع الحرب والشغلات اللي طرأت جديد علينا، صارت الحاجات الاب نورمال في الاطفال بزياده، صار موجود بزياده. ف اي مساهمه منكم بتفيدنا، وان شاء الله يا رب يكون انكم يد العون انه تساعدوا اطفالنا.
Noor is the light of the darkness. You know, she's used to continue working among this war. She didn't leave the hospital since the beginning of the war. So again, they are the silent soldiers of our army of Palestinian Ministry of Health in Gaza. Thank you for them. Thank you for your support. Thank you for sharing us our problems and deliver our voice outside Gaza. Thank you, Dr.
Thank you.
الله يعطيك العافية. شكرا تشرفنا فيكم. دكتور محمد، كيفك دكتور محمد؟
Well, alhamdulillah, I'm doing all right. It's just hard to be in this hospital, seeing all the effort that everybody is putting to keep these kids alive, and knowing that, the necessary medication, the necessary equipment they need is just, a couple miles away, stuck at the border because of a deliberate decision by a government entity to deprive these kids. I said it once for another patient when I was here a year ago, and I say it now again. the decision is made by those in power to deprive these kids of what they need for survival is a deliberate decision to kill these kids.
Dr. Nidal,
تفضل.
we are talking about sad and lack and troubles, and let us to talk about something joking or
Yes.
something getting
The true,
happiness.
yes.
Please, we are looking for a pride for our colleague.
I am so proud.
Muhammad, do not leave Gaza. Do not leave Gaza without having a pride, without
We
getting
are
married.
looking for a Palestinian pride for him.
Yes.
Inshallah, we will success. Inshallah.
I came here
If
to
you leave
kill
Gaza
kids.
without a pride, if you leave Gaza without a pride, I'm gonna call GoGat and ask them not to let you in.
ضحكتنا الله يسلمك يا دكتور.
يلا يعطيك العافية محمد. We are proud of you. We are proud of you, Dr. Ahmed. Thank you for everything you do.
I appreciate
We are
it.
proud
Thank
of
you
Dr.
guys for,
Shaza.
of course.
And we are proud of the
Inshallah,
nurses
this will be
and
your
the
heroes.
workers and everyone who's helping there. Thank you, everyone. We owe you. We appreciate you. We are proud of you. Keep it up. And inshallah, we will keep working and fighting for you until we make things better. Thank you. Dr. Yiping, are you still around? Any news from Canada? Anything else going on in Canada? Dr. Yiping.
Hi, Dr. Nadal, Dr.
Hi, how are you?
Shabor.
What
Nice
have
to
you been
see
up
you.
to? Tell us any updates about Canada.
Yeah, I mean, later this afternoon in Ottawa, where I'm calling in from, unceded Algonquin Anishinaabe territory, there's a film screening about the attacks on healthcare
Okay.
and doctors in Gaza. And I think it's a good opportunity to bring together healthcare workers in the region to acknowledge that attacks on healthcare in Gaza are unjust and more healthcare workers should organize and should speak out. What I've been doing for the past couple of weeks is covering for other healthcare, other doctors who are on holidays. And I know some people from the clinic that I work at in Ottawa will also be attending this event, this film screening. So I think there's value to try to expand the foundation of the movement to bring in, especially as healthcare workers, like how do we bring in our colleagues, the people that we work with in healthcare who know right from wrong, who know that attacking hospitals is wrong, that targeting physicians, surgeons, nurses, ambulance staff in places like Palestine is wrong. And how do we continue to work together and organize and strengthen the movement towards liberation for Palestine, recognizing that the attacks on healthcare in Palestine and Gaza are part of the overall genocide to attack people who heal, who give life, who are the last line of defense against genocidal colonial violence. And so that's kind of on my mind, and just grateful to have been able to listen to updates directly from the ground in Gaza, as many of us are thinking about our healthcare worker colleagues there who are trying to do the impossible work of healthcare under siege and blockade and occupation.
Thank you, Dr. Yiping. What's this thing about flirting with China, Canada flirting with China and finally honoring their Chinese citizens and trying to make some connections with China? Anything, any insights into this?
Yeah, I mean, I've been following it a little bit because I have family in China. My dad is in China. He works there. And so, some of the rhetoric around why the Prime Minister of Canada, Mark Carney, made this trip to China to see the president there and to kind of reestablish some trade and reduce the tariffs on certain things like canola oil or electric vehicles. is a reaction to the deteriorating relationship between Canada and the U.S. and U.S. Chooses to slap tariffs on the Trump administration, chooses to do that like against so many different countries, and I think it's a reaction to finding other trading partners. But I think there's uh, duplicitous actions by this Canadian government, this sitting Prime Minister Mark Carney, where he'll meet with China to reestablish certain kinds of trade benefits for Chinese people and Canadian people, but then he'll also stand behind Trump at the so-called peace summit a couple months ago in Egypt, and now being invited to be part of this peace council or whatever it's called for Gaza, where none of the people on that council are Palestinian. There's so many problems with how there are double standards, and there are people out to kind of just really look towards who are the powerful figures in this world, many of whom are dictators, many of whom continue to descend closer to fascism and use fascist tactics to govern their people. And I think it's become like a world that so many of us denounce, where like international law and international humanitarian law is not being respected, and powerful people choose to cozy up to other powerful people, and at the expense of entire populations, sometimes their own populations being subjected to colonial genocidal violence. And Canada is a settler colonial state where genocide has taken place. And this Canadian government continues to not do everything in its power to move forward on like truth and reconciliation and reparations for Indigenous peoples, First Nations, and UMAT that have suffered from genocide and colonialism on stolen land, on their land that continues to be occupied by Canada. And then Canada will, as we know, continually send arms to Israel through the US, and say that it's in their business and economic interest to maintain these trading partners. So it's profits over people. We live in this world where capitalism rules, and genocide and war is profitable, and hence why it continues to be so heavily fueled by Western powers like Canada.
Thank you, Dr. Yiping. Thank you for all what you do. Keep it up. Keep your voice high, strong, and we're happy to support everything you do. We are really proud of you. Again, none of us can do it alone. We need more doctors, more healthcare workers, more human beings with good conscience all over the world, whether in Canada or US, in the West, in the East, to join this movement for justice, for humanity, for equality. There is enough in this world for all of us to live in peace, in equity, in equality. We don't need to keep fighting each other. We don't need to keep hating each other. And we don't need $300 billion in our bank account. We don't need $1 trillion in our bank account for Elon Musk, while billions of people over the world are being starved and other thousands of people are being exterminated just to sell more weapons and bombs to make more money for these war criminals and war profiteers and psychopaths who are the ruling class of our world. We don't need to be mega rich. We just need to have enough. As long as all of us have enough and live in peace and equity and happiness, and with no wars and with no hate, these conflicts are fueled by the ruling class, by the benefactors of these crises, for these conflicts, because they make money out of it. Even the hate among people, among races, among colors, among nationalities, among citizenships is fueled by these people because that is the only way to make money. While the conflict is not between a brown or white American, it's not between a Latino or a white American. The conflict is between a regular American and a very wealthy elite ruling class. This is how we should see the world now. The conflict is in every country. It's not because between two countries, it's not between two ethnicities, it's not between colors or religions. It's between the ruling class who are exploiting all of us for their own benefit and for their own sake, and using all of us, whether whether we are white or brown or black, or whether we have citizenship or visas or legal or even not legal. We are not the problem. They are the problem. But they know how to play the game that makes all of us fight each other. So we need to change this. Thank you. Let's go to UK. We have Dr. Swiyang and we have Dr. Jonathan. Any updates, Dr. Swiyang, Dr. Jonathan, from UK about all what's happening there, especially about the hunger strikers, please?
I've spoken about hunger striker. They managed to make the UK government cancel the £2 billion contract to Elbit, which is an Israeli arm factory, to train people using the IDF. That's terrible. But I think probably Jonathan wants to say something about his new initiative, especially against the IHRA and against the Palantir AI. I don't know whether Jonathan is around. He was just...
Yeah, he's here. Jonathan, how are you?
Hello, Nidal. Nice to
Thank
see
you,
you.
Jonathan, for joining us. Thank you for all what you do. Do you have anything to share with us? Anything we can help? Anything we can support?
Yes, I have a little something to share. I just wanted to say before I do that it's been a fantastic webinar as always, and it was so moving to see that mini ward round of the pediatric ICU at Nasser Hospital. Those doctors and nurses are just incredible. The way they are saving lives with so little at their disposal. Their dedication and humanity to their patients is extraordinary. They have redefined the relationship between healthcare workers and patients, I think, for all of us across the world. Dr. Sui has updated us already about the hunger strikers. The only other point I would add about that is obviously the refeeding of hunger strikers after a very, very long hunger striking. One comrade went up to 72 days, which is extraordinarily long. There are risks in refeeding, and indeed, we don't know yet what sort of long-term health impacts they may suffer, because I'm sure, as everybody knows, that prolonged starvation like that leads to all kinds of adverse outcomes, as we have seen, of course, in Gaza at a population level. The new campaign that Dr. Sui mentioned is people be aware that repression here in the UK against healthcare workers, speaking out against the genocide and our government's complicity with it, is intensifying. In October, our government announced a new plan that it was going to ban all symbols, all badges, flags, colors representing Palestine from the health service, from across the NHS, and also impose the IHRA definition of anti-Semitism, which, as we all know, is simply an instrument to outlaw criticism of Israel and Zionism. They're also going to make new training mandatory for all 1.5 million healthcare workers in the NHS, which is essentially going to mean that if you don't agree that criticism of Israel and Zionism is anti-Semitic, you may well fail that training, and that can have serious repercussions for your career. So we have mounted a new campaign which consists of a petition for not only healthcare workers to sign, but also the public. We want to involve the general public and patients who have a strong voice in our health service and get the support, their support as well. We want to involve the health service trade unions in coming together, passing motions and defending their members in the workplace. And as I say, the general public as well, for them to wear Palestine colors when they go into the clinics and the hospitals, so they frustrate the plan to make Palestine invisible in our NHS. We will not allow them to do this. So Nidal and comrades, I'll happily share the details of the campaign. It is a UK-based campaign, I should add, but you know, the UK is not alone. Yipeng, how lovely to see you again, Dr. Yipeng. It's going on in Canada, it's going on in the US, it's going across the West. So we are all fighting the same battle here, and I'm sure that what we have done may be helpful for you, and we'd really like to hear what you guys are doing that side so we can join forces and frustrate and prevent these reactionary plans from being put in place. They want to silence healthcare workers because healthcare workers are such an effective voice against the genocide and against our government's complicity. It just cuts through all the mainstream denials and everything. When a doctor who's there in Gaza says, I have seen toddlers getting shot in the head, I have had to do operations without anesthetics. We've just seen on the ward round now how there's no surfactant for the premature babies on ventilators. There's no arterial blood gases to monitor them. You know, these are the things that make ordinary people look at their screens on their phones and say, these people are telling the truth. Our government and press are lying to us. And that is why they are so desperate to shut up the healthcare workers, both the government and, of course, the Zionist organizations that we all have to deal with in our own countries. So I will leave it there. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you for all what you do. Please support Dr. Jonathan's work. And again, our work will only succeed when more of us join. None of us can do it alone, but we always should claim our value as doctors, healthcare workers, as human beings of conscience, as we, the people, that we really can change things if we have more of us mobilized to do the right thing and to advocate for justice, for equality, and for truth. We are not asking to hurt anyone. We are not against anyone. We don't hate anyone. We want everyone to be valued the same. And again, if more of us join Dr. Jonathan, his campaigns, Dr. Yiping, us, we can really make a difference. Do not feel desperate. Do not feel despair, because that is what they want us to feel. What we really need to feel is to always stay strong, optimistic, inspiring, and have more people to join, because this is not just about us. It's not about Jonathan or Yiping or me or Karama or Tom. It's about our humanity, our shared humanity. It's about our children. It's about our present and our future. And it's either we insist and create a future that we can all be proud of, that we can all respect, that we can all leave it to our children and our future generations, knowing that they will be safe, they will be okay, or leaving them or inherit them a future or a world that is dangerous, that's even more exploitative than the world that we lived in, and that any one of them can go through these, experiences and hardship of life that are all man-made and intentional. We can fix this. We can do better. For the sake of time, I want to go to our colleague and our team member, Elvis Katato from Congo. Elvis, are you there with us? Are you here?
Yes, doctor.
Yeah,
I'm
Elvis,
here.
how are you? Thank you for joining us. And we're really proud of your work. You're amazing. You're inspiring. You and Aisha have been doing a great job in Congo. The videos, the pictures, the work, the children, the teenagers, the elderly, all the people that you are helping are like my children, are like my parents. It really feels home. It feels like we really are all one humanity. And if every one of us is suffering, we should all worry, we should all care, and we should all do everything we can to stop it. So thank you, Alvis, for all what you do. Please share with us any updates you have.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Nidad. Thanks to everyone else. And hello from Goma to everyone on the panel and the people who are listening right now or watching this webinar. Yes, before even I start giving you the updates, I can say looking at those videos, they live from the hospital in Gaza, and could see the way children are suffering right now. Our children are going through a lot in all this region where genocide is happening. That is itself, it has to be the reason why we all have to fight to end all the genocide that are happening right now, because our children are innocent. They've done nothing wrong to go through whatever they are going through. In the past week, Ubuntu DRC, the organization that I'm representing and that I'm part of, has continued supporting young people who are victims of sexual assault, victim of rape, and their babies. And we've done that again with a generous donation coming from Doctors Against Genocide mainly, and few of our friends who donate via other means. And the key activities that we've done this week, the very first one was we were able this past week, to reach 53 young girls and their babies. And what we did, the main activities that we provide to them was to support them with food, care, and other small needs that they had. So this week was very, very busy for the team, and we are grateful we were able to do it with the support from Doug. We've got a few surgical intervention at the moment that we are assisting. We've got the very first baby that we are supporting is the baby is called Miradi, and the baby is part of is one of our babies who lives at the Ubuntu house. The baby was born without the back passage. So we were able this week to go through the surgery, the very first one. So the baby was operated, and the first one went well. We spoke to the doctor or the surgeon. He said everything was okay, but it's going to be done in 2 phases. So the baby is still at the hospital right now and is receiving care. When they finish, they will go back, and then we'll be back with the baby after 2 months for the second, and we are hoping it's going to be the last surgery. The second baby that we have is the baby was born with a mass on the head. And what is sad about that story is the father was kidnapped by rebels in April last year. And the mother didn't know if she was pregnant. Then she went to the hospital when she realized that she was near to give birth. And she went to this local hospital where she was given a voucher so that she can go to a main hospital to be treated. And the support was coming from an international organization. When she went to the hospital, she gave birth. The baby came with the mass on the head. Because the surgery seemed to be expensive, and that went above what the international organization can pay for. They just told the lady to go back home with the baby without any treatment, without the surgery needed, even the X-ray or the radio to find out what exactly was going on. So we were called to attend to the baby so that we can help the mother and the hospital to raise funds so that the baby can be operated. So we managed to match up a donation, and we are able now at this point, the total amount that was needed for the surgery was 1,500 US dollars. We managed to get 800. So that means now we've got 1,600 and we are ready for the operation. We're only waiting for the neurosurgeon availability. He did send the text message to us. He has to travel from a different city, and he missed his plane, his flight, so he's going to be in Goma tomorrow, and on Tuesday he will be with us so that he can assess the baby and then give us a date for the surgery. Those are the things that we have been doing in terms of the surgical intervention that we have. So we've got the two. One is already done, and there is another one coming up. We've got some ongoing care that we are providing, and that is for another mother and a baby who have been in hospital for months. The baby needs an abdominal surgery, but also because the family didn't have any fund, they had to go for tests, for X-ray, but they didn't have anything. It's only yesterday, again, with a small pool of money that we took from Doug Sapo, the mother and the baby went for an X-ray. So we are waiting for the result, and from tomorrow or Tuesday, we will know exactly what next. But listening to the doctors, listening to the specialists, they said that the baby may need an abdominal surgery. The baby is 5 months, but if you look at the baby, it looks 2 or 3 weeks old. So there is something that is not right. Also, there is another lady that we met at the hospital, a young lady. She has been there for a week or two, and she needs surgery as well, but also she could not be treated because she doesn't have any family. She's a displaced young lady from a village very, very far from the town of Goma. And we also started to support the young lady, and we've done already we made the very first payment for his treatment. So she's back on treatment. We are waiting for the doctors to tell us what to do exactly. So those are the updates that those are the activities that we've done. We managed to do this past week. We are so much grateful for the support coming from Doug and other friends, especially our network has started growing up since we've been part of Doug. We are grateful for that because it's an opportunity for us, not just for the Ubuntu team that I represent today, but also from other organizations who are local, and especially the organization with my sister, Adija. We have been supported, and we have been able to reach more people. More people need our help. And those are the things that we are doing. So thank you very, very much for supporting the work, supporting the Congolese people. The struggle is real, and we are grateful that you understand that we all need to support each other. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Elvis. Thank you for all what you do, you and Khadija. And we're proud of your work. And please, everyone, support our colleagues, our people in Congo. Donate to the campaign for Congo. It's there on our website, so we can help more people there. And also, we need to keep amplifying their voices and keep talking about Congo, about Sudan, about Gaza, about Palestine. So it's not forgotten. And it's any attack on any one of us is an attack on all of us. That should be our motto. Any attack on any one of us, wherever they are, is an attack on all of us, and we should not let the perpetrators get away with it wherever they are and whoever they are. Thank you, Elvis. Now let's go back to the United States. We have Dr. Ashraf, we're Dr. Ahmad. Do you want to share anything? Dr. Ashraf, go ahead.
Yes, Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Thank you, Nidal, and I hope you're having good time in Egypt.
Inshallah, yeah. Almost
When
around
are
the
they going to
dunya.
open the Rafah border?
Yeah, hopefully soon. Hopefully.
Okay, inshallah, that should be good news, inshallah. So my update is that I applied for a mission, medical mission in Gaza, inshallah, with PAMA, Palestinian American Medical Association. They have opening on February and March. You can do either 2 or 4 weeks with 2 days before and 2 days after. Just for the traveling, to be on the safe side. They are looking for surgical subspecialties right now, including anesthesia and ICU. So whoever is interested, you go to Jordan first, and then you go to Gaza. Once you get the approval from the COGAT, you are allowed in Gaza. I'll be going, inshallah, to Gaza on February the 24th. For 2 weeks to assist the anesthesiologist over there. Preliminary is going to be the Shifa Hospital, but this is not guaranteed. They said that they will be moving me to any hospital that's in need. So this is my update. Of course, I was really impressed today with Gaza healthcare workers in Nasser Hospital with what they are doing in the ICU. As usual, I can see the resilience and the courage and the good spirit. I've been reading a report about how the Israeli soldiers had been suffering from a lot of psychological problems, including PTSD, drug abuse, and couldn't sleep, having like nightmares. And when you look at the Palestinians in Gaza, who had been the victims, who had been suffering day and night for more than 2 years now, and with their good spirit, with the medical student graduating, with all of that, that tells you a lot. That tells you a lot about who is on the right side and who is on the wrong side. I think Israel should be paying for the rebuilding of Gaza as well as the United States. I mean, they have done so much damage to this beautiful part of the world. And just looking at the medical student graduating a couple of weeks ago, while they were going through all of this with the high spirit and with the courage and the beauty of looking at this graduation, and compare this to what is happening here in the US with ICE going after our own people, our own citizens, about the US bombing Venezuela and trying to invade Greenland. And I mean, this is just tells you a lot about who is right and who is wrong. And like what Nadal said, I mean, there is so much wealth in this world that would be sufficient for every single person to live in peace and in prosperity, but it is just the greediness and I don't know how to explain that. I don't find the exact word to define this, but this is so evil. And inshallah, things will get better with people like us in DEG and other organizations that are looking at humanity and looking at peace in the world. But thank you again, Nadal, and I hope you have a good time in Egypt and eat some falafel for me. They have the best
Inshallah.
falafel. It's different than
Thank you. Thank you, Ashraf. Hopefully we can all go to Gaza together. Hopefully, we wish you the best of luck.
Thank
wish
you.
Your mission will go through,
Ameen,
and
Ya
all
Rab.
of us can be allowed in, especially if they open the Rafah crossing.
Yes. I'm hoping for that. That would
There
be
is
much
no reason
easier.
why not. The only reason
Yeah.
it's closed is because criminals are the one who are controlling it. We are leaving
Yep.
the victims at the mercy of the perpetrators, and this is really not right at all. They should not be the ones who control what goes in and what goes out, and they should not be the ones who controlling the aid and the help that should go into Gaza. Thank you, Ashraf. Dr. Ahmad Abu Arab, any reflections, please? Anything you want to share?
Yeah, Hala, thank you, Nida. Wallah. Just a quick response to Ashraf. Falafel, I'm Lebanese, so I have to argue with the best falafel and where that comes from. But we can have that
Okay,
discussion on a different day. Wallah.
we can talk about this when we meet
Offline.
next time.
Offline, yeah. No, I want to echo what all has been said. You know, we tend to not center humanity on our behaviors, but not only that, we tend to go further than that, and we dehumanize others, and then therefore genocide does occur. And to Yuping's point, you know, the reason we allow fascists and fascist style governments to take place is because we all know that fascism does not threaten capitalism, and ultimately that's really the core of the problem nowadays. You know, seeing Muhammad with Ahmed al-Farah was one of the most beautiful things I've seen in a long time. Just to know that they're together and working together was really a beautiful thing to see. I'm always so honored to be part of this group, and so I'm looking forward to seeing everybody in a few weeks. Thank you, Allah.
Thank you, Ahmad. Thank you, everyone. We have Hadil, and we have.
I just want to say something before
Yeah,
I
go ahead,
begin.
Dr. Sweet.
I
Yeah.
just want to tell Dr. Imad, I am not arguing over falafel, but I think the Lebanese has got the best tabbouleh.
I agree. I think the falafel is the best in falafel and hummus are the best in Palestine and Jordan.
Yeah.
Tabbouleh is the best in Lebanon,
Yeah.
and Ta'miyya is the best in Egypt. So we should not be fighting over this.
Yeah.
But we all need to liberate these regions, and we all need to liberate the people, overthrow the governments, so we can own them, and we can invite more people all over the world to come and eat the real hummus, full, طعمية, falafel, tabbouleh, the right way. We have Hadil. We have Hadil. Go ahead. What do you have to update us? You've been very busy too yourself.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Yes, we had yesterday our organization, Education Rising International, did our first launch event and fundraiser. And so I can share pictures, but alhamdulillah, it was a wonderful event. The feedback was great. People really felt like, you know, learning about an organization that provides students' needs, not just as a scholarship, but also the emotional support and the needs that they have go far beyond anything that money can help to resolve. And hopefully you'll be able to meet some of the students while you're there. You know, if anybody is able to assist, I think the biggest need right now is for students that have graduated and finished their internships back in March. They are looking for any kind of clinical experience, research work that they can do to help fill a gap while they are in transition to finding residency programs or fellowship programs that are available to them. The process is not easy, but there are a couple of different pathways that students are interested in. And so even if it's something that's remote. So I have a doctor that's here in Chicago who is doing telepsych rotations with 2 students. And they're able to log in for 6 hours with the doctor and just learn about clinical cases and things that are going on. So that way they also build some awareness and some knowledge. So it's a good thing. There's movement and support, and I think some of the questions that I'm getting even yesterday at the event was like, how is Gaza planning to rebuild the school system that's there? Because as we know, all of the universities were bombed, and schools have become a place of refuge when you can find it because they have also been bombed. So those are big questions. I don't know what the answers are to them. I know that there's a process that's going to take place, and there are educational tents that are popping up around Gaza because prior to the genocide starting, the population in Gaza was 95% or 98% literate, which is the highest in the entire world. So when we think about it, education was an extreme driving force to upward mobility and a form of resistance. So, but hopefully you can meet Shaban Basel and Hadil while you're there and have a good time and learn from them more so about what they need and the supports that they need. But that's about it for now. And I did push coming to DC. I told people, I was like, I'm going next month. Who's going to go with me? So we'll see, even if I bring one person. Nildal, you're muted.
Yeah, please, thank you for all this work. Bring all of them to DC next month, please. Thank you. We missed you last week, but you have been busy doing great work. So thank you for all the work you've been doing. Dr. Shitab, are you there? You want to share any reflections, any ideas, any?
I'm just happy to finally have a Sunday off so I could stay the whole webinar. It feels like it's been weeks since I've been able to see everyone on the webinar. Just reflecting, being virtually a part of the ICU rounds for Dr. Ahmed's department. It's very sobering to think of all of these kids with respiratory illnesses. It is the season for us here in the US as well. And I know just a couple days ago, Doctors Against Genocide, we shared on our Instagram page that Gaza doesn't have any albuterol. And, to try and brave a winter of patients with, just straightforward, maybe moderately severe flu, RSV, whatever, and not have access to albuterol is just unthinkable. I think about how frequently I prescribe that every single day when I'm at work. Any standard patient coming in and ending up under my care in the hospital, you're getting a breathing treatment every 6 hours. You're getting hours long treatments in the ER, and these are adults. Children are so much more vulnerable. So you have these babies that are being intubated and then getting extubated, and you're hoping that they're not going to require being put on a vent again, and you don't have any albuterol to say that's an essential medication and not have access to it at all in Gaza. I meant to ask Dr. Ahmed, had they managed to get any supplies or any stock of albuterol in since we shared that shortage on the 10th? I mean, but you can't even imagine it, just watching someone struggle to breathe, children struggling to breathe and knowing that they're going to die because you can't give them an albuterol breathing treatment is just, you can't even wrap your mind around how horrifying that is. Just, the usual thoughts that you have as an American doctor, comparing the abundance of resources I have here to what they should have there. And just, they're never far from your thoughts when you're at work.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Shitab. We have Claude here. Claude, I think we missed you last week or would not give you a chance. Are you there, Claude? Claude?
Hi, Nidal. I'm here. I am driving, but I'm gonna be in a stopping place shortly, in about 5 minutes. Maybe I can then and come on camera.
Yeah, we'll come back to you then.
Thank you.
Let's hear from Maisa. Let's hear from West Bank, from Jenin. Maisa, are you there?
Yes, I am there. كيفك
تفضلي.
دكتور؟ يعني أنا دكتور، أنا مش عارفة شو بدي أحكي جنب الأشياء اللي شفناها بغزة هلأ. يعني إحنا speechless وحياة الله. يعني شو، يعني أنا بستحي أحكي لك شو بيصير عنا جنب الجنود المجهولين، الأبطال اللي موجودين في غزة. ويا حرام. معي دكتور؟
يا سامعك.
يعني شو يعني الواحد بيستحي يقول لك الوضع السيء اللي موجود في جنين، لأنه شو ما وصفنا يعني مش رح يكون جنب اللي بيصير في غزة. يعني كتير أنا حزنانة على اللي شفته الليلة. يعني بتمنى انه تزول هذا الخراب وهذا النقمة من الأراضي تبعتنا، وخلص بكفي، والله بكفي. بعدين حضرتك في مصر لازم، هلا انت قربت على الميدل ايست دكتور، ليش ما تزورنا؟
ان شاء الله ان شاء الله. احنا جينا
يعني
على مصر هون
قريبة
لانه
صرنا.
في شويه مرضى هون بمصر لازم نساعدهم، وكان في مؤتمر عندنا،
اها.
وكمان في هاي الحكومه الجديده اللي عملوها، فبنحاول نشوف شو what's happening with them.
اها
يعني
طبعا.
trying to build more connections here to be able to help more. That's the idea. But inshallah
صحيح.
soon we'll visit. So the situation in the West Bank is not great. We know the only reason we don't talk too much about the West Bank is because the situation in Gaza is much, much worse. But the people
يا
in the West
صحيح.
Bank, the hospital in the West Bank, the doctors, the healthcare workers in the West Bank are going through a lot, and they still enduring a genocide, maybe a little bit at a slower pace, but it is part of the whole game of a genocide and ethnic cleansing. If you have a criminal and a genocidal nation, a genocidal people, genocidal soldiers and army, they will not behave genocidal in one location and benevolent and normal people or great people in another location or another country. We know that these are psychopaths and that they are intent on committing this in every location in historic Palestine. Maybe different tactics, different speeds, but that is their own goal, their end goal, and we need to fight back. So we need to support our people, our hospitals, our colleagues in the West Bank as well.
Yes.
Dr. Maisa is the chief of the Al Shifa Hospital in Jenin, and they need help and support with their hospital to support the care of their patients and support also buy and rebuild the machines that they lost because of the frequent attacks of Israeli soldiers and army on the hospital, and also the frequent power surges that destroyed many of their equipment, especially the one for the anesthesia and for the OR. So please don't forget about Jenin, about the West Bank,
Thank
and
you.
about supporting Maisa and her team. Thank you.
We want to stay we want to stay alive. يعني بدنا نضلنا
Inshallah.
واقفين دكتور، نضلنا يعني واقفين نخدم. هاي
Yeah,
هي.
they need support to continue to be there and to provide for their patients and for their people. Tom, are you there? Tom Padroni, Dr. Padroni?
Yeah.
Tom? I think Tom might be busy eating some Middle Eastern food somewhere. Tom, are you there? Okay.
He did text us that he'll be away for a few minutes and will
Oh,
come.
he did?
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to share, Dr. Swiyang? Any
No.
reflection?
Just say Tom sent a message. You didn't get it, but I
Yeah,
saw
no,
it. Say he'll be away for a while.
yeah, that's fine. We can
Yeah.
wait for him or see if we can
Yeah.
give him a chance later on. For you, do you want to share anything before we close? Because we are about to close today.
Hello, can I share something about the Rohingya update?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Oh, thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum. This is Mirumi Islam from the camps. So I also joined before 2-3 webinar. I will just give a quick reflections about the Rohingya crisis. And so basically, we the Rohingya who are living in the camps have been facing such multi-dimensional crisis in our camps. So across the globally, wherever Rohingya, some people are facing with the legal identity, some are facing with with their current situations, even wherever else, like inside the camps. If I go through with every aspect, even to it's gonna be humanitarian crisis, it goes to the health crisis or political crisis, conflict crisis, educational crisis, as we the Rohingya not only with uh, uh, as moment like we are restricted from the moment, and also as one of our brother also stated that we are restricted from the higher educational access, And also similarly, all the crises have been goes as the similar since the 9 year. It has been 9 year we are living in the camp. So all the things are going to be the same. Nothing is coming to chance. Like if you see the within the camp, where you can find more than 95% of the people are uneducated, where 85% of the people are lack of employment, lack of income source, and also where 75% of the people are children and women. So let's imagine what will be happen within next 10 years. We, the Rohingya who are inside the camp, receive like $12 per month for our ration. So let's imagine what will be happen within our community if we are not able to get any kinds of access, even to its livelihood, its like health, it's like for education, what will be our future. So this is what we are facing. If you see the situation inside the Rakhine State, Myanmar, people are forcibly conscripted, sisters are forcibly recruited, and also they are also facing a huge number of violence, whether it's like sexual violence, emotional, as I could say as a Rohingya, both of the genocidal intent and genocidal act have been facing by them inside their Rakhine State. Now you can see Rohingya in Malaysia. A huge number of Rohingya are in detention center. Even the Rohingya in India have been facing a huge number of discrimination, like hate speech are spreading by the Indian people and also government. These are ones of the major problem for our people. For this thing, we, the more than 100 Rohingya youth, have been designed a program where we all can overcome, because there is no one else who is trying to solve our crisis. As Dr. Yiping from the Canada, who mentioned that now the genocide have been becomes one of the largest profit for the like China and India and other country who have a huge number of power. So now for our people, we choose a 3-point strategical roadmap within next 10 years. What we can do, like for this program, we will do advocacy, awareness, and diplomacy together, where we can raise our voice for our SS, for our sustainable solution, and also an ultimate goal to repatriate our to our own country through our advocacy, diplomacy, and awareness to all the international people. But the main problem we are facing, there's no one else who are supporting from our back. As we, even though we don't have any kinds of digital access, as I'm not able to open my camera, like due to the my device is not good to open my camera, and also it's night 2 a.m. something like this. So we the people are facing such kinds of crisis. So I would love to request to all of you to come together to support our program and also help us to design this roadmap where we can at least get a sustainable solution where we everyone can come together and also move together. As I see, I'm very much happy. A huge number of brother and sister and doctors are came together in this webinar, and share a huge number of update and reflect. So I wish if everyone come together at the same way for the Rohingya, that will be very much helpful. Thank you. If there is any question regarding on the Rohingya, I am very much happy to answer in any kinds of topic.
I do have a question on the Rohingya and possible support, especially when it comes to electronics. Can I?
Please go ahead.
Yeah, so in previous years, we've done some electronics drives for Congo, especially for actors on the ground, activists on the ground, and people to be able to communicate with the outside world, even with internet shutdown and stuff like that. And I'm just wondering if there was a way to organize such a drive, if there is a way to actually get you the electronics
Of
without
course.
them being confiscated by these repressive regimes that are pushing down on you guys.
Thank you so much. Of course, I'd love to have a talk with you, and that will be very much helpful. Thank you.
All right, so I'll message you my contact information, and we can connect.
Of course, thank you. I just want to ask the Dr. Yim Tinji, who is from Canada, as the Canada supports us too much, as you said, you are also well connected with the China. For our crisis, as it became one of the also geopolitical crisis, we want to reach out to the China government and also to make a dialogue with them how they can support us, because at the end of the day, they are also benefiting, and also they are supporting the de facto government, economy, and also beside Myanmar Junta. So if we go to them and also make a dialogue with them, how what are they thinking about us, and how can they support us from this situation? So if you have any contact from your side to communicate with them, that will be very much helpful, like any ambassador, someone else, so we can reach out to them easily. How this sounds like.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing this. And please, this is a call for all of us to try to help out more. We're going to reach out to you, Ro, and take it from there and try to find ways that we can help more. So thank you for sharing this, Mr. Islam. Claude, are you back? Can you speak now?
Yes, I'm back, and
Yeah,
I
go
can
ahead.
speak. Yeah, I missed you guys last week. I missed you all in DC, but planning on coming to DC next month. This month it clashed with events that I had in Boston, so I ended up missing um, Martha and Karame also because they were doing the DC events. But in this past week in Boston, um, so our work is our organization, Aglan African Great Lakes Action Network. We do education, advocacy, media, raising awareness, and we focus a lot on justice. And this week in Boston, part of it was for some events with some of the school districts, teaching about genocide and raising, and of course, for me, it's always an opportunity to raise awareness about these genocides that we're talking about, the current genocides. I also connected with a group that actually, the connection comes from the DAG conference in September. One of the organizers for Somerville for Palestine was at the conference in September. And he also came to the event that Martha and Karame organized in Boston. And so when he found out that I was going to be there to speak with the school districts, he organized an event with the group. And so part of what I shared was not just what's happening. A lot of them were unfamiliar with what's happening in the Congo and how it's connected with what's happening in Palestine and Sudan and other places. So connecting the dots. And also, they've done some work on the ground, pushing their local officials on policies on Palestine. So one of my asks was to connect with the asks for DAG and see if there is a way they can locally support the national efforts that DAG is doing. And of course, another big piece of it was sharing what's happening in the Congo today and how the U.S. is involved and how we're involved. And they're thinking locally on some of their previous successes, on what they've been able to do successfully, like things like divestment campaigns and things like that, to possibly apply that to what's happening in Congo. The other thing that I did while I was up there was to connect with some of the community that's there, that Congolese community that is going to be key in our justice project, which I've spoken a little bit about previously. It's already underway right now, and we're hoping that the outcome of it is going to deter a lot of the actors, and that can potentially serve as a template in other places besides the US. It's based in the US for the most part. So happy to share in not on a broadcast, in private on some of the things that we're doing and kind of how we're trying to open this door. But those were the three main things that we were working on. And our big project right now is the Justice Project, which requires some amount of traveling and getting people who are directly affected or who were directly affected by the violence in Congo to participate. And then the very last update is that just like Palestine and particularly Gaza, with them getting with the ceasefire taking place, there was a peace deal, which is it's more of a minerals deal that was signed the beginning of December. While that was being signed, there were massacres happening in the Congo. So that's just only a month ago. One of the major towns in southeast Congo, a town of Uvira, was being taken over, and there was some horrific bloodshed. As we are speaking today, there is some new fighting going on in that area, and it seems to be changing hands. They were supposed to just, at some point, as part of this peace deal, the Rwandan troops who call themselves the M23 rebel were supposed to vacate the area. They, as usual, they just infiltrated the local population and stayed. But there is renewed fighting going on in that area, and so we're working to make sure that our people on the ground, not just our people on the ground, but especially the people we work with, that they're safe, but also to see what can be done to keep everybody safe in the area. So that's a big update for today. Yeah, I see your note, Elvis. Yeah, I haven't said that yet because we've seen some unconfirmed information, but it seems the Congolese government has retaken the town and city of Uvira. Thank you, Elvis, for that. Again, do not forget that the U.S. is heavily involved here. And last month, just right before they signed the peace deal, which is the minerals deal, for the U.S. approved $150 million worth of money for zipline drones to supposedly, this is relevant to us here, supposedly to deliver healthcare and medical equipment. But as has been done in the past and before, a lot of times these are fungible resources that are actually used for surveillance and military operations. And so that is potentially something that can be we can look at in terms of campaigns and things like that. Thank you, guys.
Yep.
That's my update.
Thank you, Claude. Yes, thank you for your work. We're proud of it. We're proud of Elvis. Please keep talking. Please keep spreading the word, amplifying the voices of the voiceless, and trying to help these communities as much as we can. Mobilize everyone, join forces, collaborate. Please keep the good work. This is a call for everyone to join the movement, for justice, for humanity, for ending these wars, and for advocating and helping these vulnerable communities in Congo and Sudan and Palestine, Rohingya, Uyghurs, in Nigeria, wherever there is injustice. In the United States, where ICE is also attacking our neighbors, the vulnerable communities of the United States. This should never be allowed, and there's only one way to stop it: if we all speak up, if we all unite. I have a couple of people from the audience. We have Teresa and we have Muhammad Saber. Are you there? Any one of you? Saber, Mr. Saber, and Teresa Rodello. Hello,
Yeah, this is Teresa.
Teresa. Hi,
Yeah.
Teresa. Thank you for joining us. Is there anything you want to share with us today?
Well, actually, no. I'm a longtime member of Amnesty International, and I'm not a medical professional. I'm just a volunteer. But it's been Amnesty and human rights have been part of my life. I was just wondering, like, what can I donated, and I will continue to donate. But I was wondering, when are you going to post what Congress people you got in touch with? Because in Oregon, that's where I live, we have Senator Merkley and others are supportive, but we have Wyden, who's a tough nut, and he's really supported by JPAC. So have you guys had any inklings in that? That's what I'm interested in. And also, I really appreciate what you're providing with me for DR Congo, which is my main interest as a volunteer leader. We support the Central Africa region, and I'm going to go back to Amnesty and the International Secretariat to ask how they're responding and helping you guys more. Thank you.
Thank you, Teresa. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for asking questions, and thank you for your work. You don't need to be a doctor or healthcare worker to join us. You are welcome to join us in our advocacy work in DC. If you cannot make it to DC, just having you as a constituent or a constituent of some of the Oregon senators and state representatives gives us more leverage to speak to them. So please make yourself available. We're thankful for you for making yourself available. I think Iman and Dania are the ones who can help, that you can reach out to. And also knowing that we have a constituent from Oregon who's worried about these injustices going on gives us more leverage, that when we go to DC, if you are there, that will be great. If not, at least knowing that you are there will give us more leverage when we speak to those elected officials.
Yeah, well, I will just tell you this, Teresa again, that we do have doctors, a medical MD, part of my group, and several of us connect to your group every week. So this is where we get our information, and we really, we do send out actions and we just really support your work. It's really important for us.
Thank you, Teresa. We really appreciate that. Thank you.
Can I come in,
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, it's amazing. I hear that Teresa is Amnesty International, because over the issue of the hunger strikers in the UK and also the 32 direct action peace activists that were detained without trial. They're still awaiting a trial date, but they've been in prison for nearly 2 years. I have been approaching UK Amnesty to consider adopting them as prisoners of conscience. Because right now they are all classified as terrorists, but they're actually prisoners of conscience because their conscience dictate them to take direct action against Elbit and also to go on hunger strike. So because it all started because of genocide. And Amnesty International UK is not very happy to do that, because they say they are already working legally against the proscribing or Palestine action, which I don't see how it actually interferes with considering these people to be prisoners of conscience. Because last year, when Dr. Hussam Abu Safia, I think you know the name, was arrested, and we know he was tortured, we approached an Amnesty International to adopt him as a prisoner of conscience. And they didn't want to do it. They didn't want to give an answer. They just say it's difficult. So I wonder if it's something that you are prepared to receive information from me so that I can at least explain to you where we got to and what we intend to do. Because I mean, dying as a terrorist is different from dying as a prisoner of conscience.
Yeah, this is Teresa again. Yeah, I attended last week, or I think the last time you spoke, and you mentioned Amnesty International. I wanted to follow up and connect with you to find out what you've done and your information, because I know I'm I'm a terrier, so I keep pushing, and I can connect to the IS and the people in Washington D.C. So if you could please put your contact information somewhere in the chat or somewhere, and I will follow up with you.
Okay, please do, because the last I got so fed up with the whole thing is held up at the head of campaigns. I say, okay, the choice is yours. You know, I'm not pushing you. If you feel they don't want to do this, they will die as terrorists, but you can do them the honor of letting them die as prisoners of conscience. So you can see my patience was running very thin. So I'm going to put my email on the chat. So please pick it up, okay? Thank you very much, Teresa.
Yeah, well, don't consider it a pressure. I get frustrated with Amnesty just as like you might be. So thank you.
Yeah, but it's their job, you know. If they tell me they cannot do it because then say so. Don't stop, because we are prepared to work on opposing the prescribing and so on and so forth. I tell you, the next person that's going to get arrested is me, because I actually call these people freedom fighters, and they're not terrorists. So the police can come and get me any moment too. So there's a vested interest in this, you see. Okay, I'll put my email in.
Yeah,
Okay.
please share your email.
Thank you.
Thank you for your work. Thank you, Teresa. Muhammad, are you there? Muhammad Sabir? Is there anything you want to share with us?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
I'm from Myanmar. Now,
You are
I
from
live
Myanmar?
in the Myanmar.
Okay.
I wanted to show about our circumstances situation. If I guess some opportunity next webinar to share about it.
Can you speak up, Muhammad? I did not hear you, what you said, please. Speak a little bit louder.
Actually, has perceived dangerous. The security is about them maybe affected.
Sorry to interfere. I think he's inside from Myanmar, so there is a huge number of security. If he speaks loudly, that might be a danger for him. So far, he requested that he would love to join next webinar. So far, he will take a secret place where he can share a huge number of information inside the Myanmar. I think that will be good. So I would love to request you, Saber, please, can you drop your email or WhatsApp number, your contact number, so far we can reach out to you and get your information as well.
Yes, that would be great.
Yeah, thank you.
And please stay safe, Muhammad, okay? We're happy to hear from you next week, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Okay, guys. Thank you, everyone. Again, humanity needs all of us. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, everyone, for doing all what you do. Please continue the work. Please continue inspiring and mobilizing other people. Please continue to defend humanity and justice and decency. And I know it's hard. Sometimes it feels discouraging, but we don't have the luxury of having many other options, because the only other option is to give up and leave it to those who are exploiting all of us and making billions of dollars out of the misery and the struggle of billions of human beings all over the world. So please continue to work. Please continue to think. Please continue to come up with ideas. Please continue to mobilize, to connect, to collaborate, and spread the word so we can win.
Yeah.
We need to win because we have the truth, we have the justice on our side, and our goal is what is best, the common good for humanity all over the world. We are not against anyone, and we are not in this for profits or to make money, blood money out of exploitation of resources or out of selling weapons or out of exterminating nations and people. We think that, as we said again, there is enough in this world for all of us to live happy, in peace, satisfaction, and security. And inshallah, we will get there one day. So thank you for joining us, and inshallah, we'll hear
just
from all of you.
a little
Yes.
request. I found Teresa, but I don't know how to direct mail her.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, this is Teresa. I don't know the chat. I put it in the chat.
I put in a chat, but it's not functional anymore.
I
Why-
know exactly. So I was
Why
wondering.
don't you go to panelists and leave your email with me?
No, yeah, I'll order the question and answer.
Would you be able to do that? I just can't,
Yeah, yeah, okay, well, okay, what I'll do is I'll email Dag and
Yes,
find
email
out
us
how
at
do I get a
info.
hold of you guys.
Email us at info, and we will share your
Yeah,
information with
exactly.
Dr.
So,
please. Yeah.
yeah.
Then I can forward you everything, okay?
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, as I said, I meant to contact you because I was like, and also I wanted to say I really appreciate the people, especially the people from DR Congo, because that is really that's my main emphasis in Central Africa as a leader at MSC. So anyway, thank you. I'll follow
Thank
up.
you, Teresa. Thank you. Thank you,
Thanks.
everyone. See you next
Thank you.
week.
Thank
Stay
you.
strong
Yeah.
until victory, inshallah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Salam.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll hear more from you
Alaikum.
next
Thank you.
week, Muhammad, inshallah. Thank you.
See
Thank
you.
you. Take care, guys.
Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you. Take care.